Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. It's been some time on the YouTube side. If you haven't checked out the first, we're back video podcast. Definitely go check out the Twitch side. The Twitch side has the recording. Go check out the VOD, and then come back here and see the new one because we're about to start and have a good time. And let's see this beautiful thumbnail that got made, and let's see our beautiful show, and let's see how the Halloween special happens and episode 140 gets live. What's up, guys? It is the Emily Podcast, episode 140, the Halloween special. How we all doing today? It's myself, Legend D Vash, and right here with my co-host is the Halloween special. We're all dressed up, all in the Halloween theme. I'm here as Stitch. We got the Gengar. We got the Hollow with the One Piece, and we got the Rome the Devil here. So how we all doing on this special podcast episode? And the first time we're live in a long time.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Hope everyone.
You sound like you're behind a mask.
I mean, I am, so.
I'm
Or
hot.
I was, at least.
I'm hot already, like in the Stitch costume. Like no lie, I'm hot already. I just came out the shower like 10 minutes ago, and I'm like, shit. Wearing this onesie for the next hour and 45 minutes, it's gonna be tough. Whew.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm glad I took that mask off. My breath, not my breath stinking, but like just the heat from my breath hitting the mask coming back on me. I'm like, no, I already have a beard. It's already a little warm. We're not doing that. We're not doing that the whole time.
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that. And Roland, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm a little VTuber here, representing.
Hey man, I'm here. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey man, this October is the end of the year, so I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to have the show. The new team, we are here. So for those that don't know, we are here with the new team, the new faces. We're here doing a new show, Anime Podcast episode 140. We're continuing. Right now, we're doing the Halloween special. We're going to talk about some Halloween type of theme tonight, and at the end of the show, we're going to talk about some news that we want to bring up to the attention. And for next week, episode 141, we're doing the Invincible season 1 review, because that following Friday, season 2 episode 1 drops. They're dropping 4 episodes the next month of November, and then they're taking a break, coming back next year springs. For those that, in case that didn't know about that or forgot, this is a part 1 of Invincible next month. So we're gonna be talking about Invincible next week, and then the following week we're gonna be doing a Scott Pilgrim movie review, and then the following week we're gonna be doing an anime review. So definitely check that out. We have some great content coming up for you guys in this following month. So it's very exciting. I can't wait for that. And chat, I see you LSF. I see MC Artist. I appreciate you guys coming here. I appreciate you guys for supporting, coming through. It's always appreciated. And thank you guys for coming back and seeing our lovely faces, our lovely new show. So it's very exciting in that department. So without further ado,
Yes.
Without further ado, let's get straight to the show. Let's talk about the spooky anime. We're here in the spooky theme, so let's talk about it. It's Halloween in the theme of October. So let's get straight to what is Yas' favorite Halloween theme anime?
I don't dabble in spooky shit, but a lot of times when niggas talk or people talk about spooky stuff, they think something like zombies or so. So my choice for a plethora of reasons would be High School of the Dead. I have watched this anime almost every year for however long it's been out for real. It's been great since that anime came out because I was watching it in high school. In trouble for it too. But because I can't like take in much spooky stuff, that's really the closest you're gonna get me to it. Between that and just watching like horror game lore because I'm not playing it.
Man,
at least you chose something with good plot. There's a lot of good plot in that show. So at least you chose something that has very big plot and a plethora of plot as well. Like kudos to you, you know. When people think of, hey, what's a very horror centric anime that has very good plot? Yep, the high school, yeah, that High School of the Dead. That's where you need to go.
You can't go wrong with that. I would
Nah.
like, I would like to give a good shout out to. It's not horror. I'll say it's more like a thriller, psychological one that I saw. I believe it was this year. No, last year. It was Tomodachi Game.
Ooh,
I
yes.
have heard about Tomodachi Game.
Yeah,
I didn't
so
finish.
it's good. It's a good 12 episodes. I believe, yeah, 12 episodes. It's Crunchyroll. It came out last year, spring season. And honestly, it was good. I had a joy. I believe I gave it a 7. No, I gave it an 8 out of 10. And I had a good time watching it. It had that little thriller type of psychological sense with the characters. Is more like a survival, in that Squid Game type of mind. Like, it's survival of the fittest. Who's gonna survive? Who's gonna win out of this game just to go to the next level? Like, are you gonna come at the same person of how you started this? Like, your whole ideology changes. So, I like Tomodachi Game. It was a pretty interesting, thriller, psychological vibe. Like how you see the human vibe. Like Saw. Like how you see the human mind change when you give them an only type of one option to survive.
Yeah.
hmm Plus, like that death game genre, there's a few like just even shows with that too. I mean, there's one that I usually see going around, especially I think it has like a live action adaptation going on. I think it's called Alice in
Alice in
Borderlands.
Borderland.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard some things about it.
Yeah.
Some, I mean, from different ends of the spectrum, but that seems like a really good show. Kind of like, to my understanding at least, is kind of like that Squid Game-esque kind of thing. Just again, it's that death game genre of shows that I don't want to say they're making like they're getting popular right now, but there are a few series out there now where like you can get your good fill of a death game.
I mean, Death Games got definitely popular in anime like a long time ago, especially when Future
Mhm.
Diary came out.
Yeah.
Because Future Diary put like Death Games anime were already being made. Future Diary kind of put it on the map.
Really?
Another one, yeah, another one would be like Dead Man Wonderland, because
hmm
that took a prison anime and then also put a death game in it,
Yeah.
several death games in it, and I hate the fact that the anime never finished.
I have not seen Future Diary. I've heard of it. Like I should look at I should look at the cover, but it does seem familiar. I just haven't seen it for sure, but I've definitely heard of it.
Yeah. Short synopsis of Future Diary: a punk gets forced to be with the psycho. That's and they have to survive a death game together to become
Good
God.
enough for me.
Chat says the plot for High School of the Dead is breasts, right? It depends.
It's
It,
it's got it does have the breast plot, so you know.
yeah, it
Nah,
depends.
that's hilarious.
It depends what you're looking for out here. In your
Yeah.
isekai harem or death in the high school.
Hey,
Sometimes there's booty.
titties
You
and
know.
zombies.
Yeah.
Zombies. MC says I gotta say, Chainsaw Man. He rewatched season 1 and read the manga. I would say Chainsaw Man is a horror one. Like he does a lot of blood. There is literally a devil called the Death Devil. Like there's literally
hmm
characters in that realm. So it makes sense for our boy Chainsaw Man to be in the horror type of genre.
I don't know why I never thought of it as a horror. Huh.
I'll see. There's a
Like,
lot of
and it
killing.
seems so obvious. It seems so obvious as one. I don't know why I never thought about it.
Maybe, I mean, I think of it more as just like a gory kind of series.
I mean,
So I don't really.
I can see the
Yeah,
argument for horror comedy.
I could. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'll see
know.
the horror comedy by the end. Denji be like, "They really love me. They really love me." At the end, like part one, I just love that scene. Where he just I don't know if they ever got there, but not really big spoiler. It's just like a scene of him just throwing himself in the TV and getting caught, and it's just literally just him telling about himself like, "Oh wow, they really love me." I'm like, Yeah.
Is that the meme where it's like he just like me for real?
Yes, it's that one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that meme.
I figured that's what it was, but I've never actually read or watched Chainsaw Man.
I only
Uh,
watched the first 6 episodes.
I read
pretty
it.
good.
I read
I
it.
watched. I
just-
watched the episode where they were trapped in the hotel. That was the only episode I've watched.
I haven't seen it all. I've just seen clips. I know that the dub voice actor. I'm friends with him, Ryan. So I've seen his clips of his voice, and he did an amazing job with the clips I've seen. I just haven't seen like throughout the whole season, but I definitely plan to. I know season 2 is supposed to come out next year, I believe.
Gosh, is it? No, it's not winter, is it?
Oh, I don't know.
One of my coworkers
That
messaged
seems
me
too
at 3 a.m.
soon.
One of my coworkers
I
messaged
can
me
find
at
out
3
for you
a.m.
real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
The author dressed up as Makima, and
Who
apparently
dressed
he
up as
looked good.
Makima?
The author of Chainsaw Man dressed up as Makima, and apparently he looked good. So my coworker was blowing me up at 3 a.m. because of it.
There is no announced
Yes.
date yet.
Okay.
No official announced date. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Look,
huh?
take your time, Mappa. Take your
So
time.
the belief is that it'll probably air in 2024 after they finished up Vinland Saga season 2 and of course finish Attack on Titan,
Part
unless they
6.
find a way to split that last episode into 18 parts somehow.
I swear if they do.
You mean when they find a way to do that?
Yeah, I
Man.
mean,
You guys I mean,
Thing
what's
is,
his name?
look, I'm not truly hurt the way they're. What I'm bothered is the way Mappa or the studio, whoever hosts the Twitter account, whatever it may be, the way they're marketing this. They could have marketed this a lot better if they knew they needed time with animation, with the amount of work, with the amount of stuff they needed to do for Eren and the story, the last part. I'm all for it. Take your time. As a guy that has studied animation and knows about it and everything, it's just they have a bad PR or they themselves didn't know how to plan it. Like, hey, would we be done by this year? That's fine. Just the way the market is. Final season part 4, final season part 5. Like, yo, you could have literally called it season 5, season 6, and then when you actually knew, you could have called it final season.
Yeah. Here's the kicker too. Isayama's going to be dropping another chapter of Attack on Titan next year.
With what?
I bet you. I think I saw chat, or I think I saw Twitter or social media saying mostly it's because he probably got bullied for it. Because a lot of people probably didn't like it. A lot of people gave their feedback. A lot of people gave their gripes about it. So he probably got bullied by the studio or the fans or by somebody saying, hey, can you add a bit more context of what that last chapter was? Because a lot of people are having different perspective of it. Can you give it more concrete?
Yeah, you know what happens when you add those extra chapters where it's a quick jump forward in time to give more context to what the main character did. You get endings like you got for Demon Slayer, or endings like you got for
the
Seven. Yes,
exactly.
Yeah,
oh god, no! Don't.
Ah!
Why do we have to? Why the 7 deadly sins?
Because that's exactly what happens when you try to expound upon the ending. Hell, we can take it to Western literature if we want to. With Harry Potter, they made that play that took place like 20 years after the end of the fucking.
God. Oh yeah,
and it was
Cursed Child, right? Cursed Child, I believe it was called.
Bro, Cursed Child was dumb as hell.
Child.
That shit was Wattpad fan fiction, bro. It's Voldemort's secret daughter no one knew about, bro. If you don't get out of my yes.
Yep.
I don't even care about spoiling that. That's what it is, and it's dumb.
That is dumb as hell.
I'm not even like a huge Harry Potter fan. I read the first 2 books. I grew up with it, but it's just like okay, damn, I didn't even know about Harry Potter. Well, cool.
Harry is a loser nobody who works in like an accounting office, like literally a magical accounting office. I am not lying to you. He's like actually he might be a magic cop now. I think he's an Auror. But anyway, him and his son don't get along because his son's got to live up to his father's legacy and everything. And his son ends up running away with of all fucking people, Malfoy's kid.
Wow.
They get into it's a back and forth between them. They're like best friends because Harry's kid ended up in Slytherin somehow, and they end up tangled up with Voldemort's daughter, and it's a whole plot to bring Voldemort. It's literally the last 45 minutes of what is it? Rise of Skywalker.
So quick question. Who
swear to
fucked
God.
Voldemort?
Now you bring up Rise of Skywalker. This truly is scary.
Bellatrix Lestrange, his girlfriend in canon, the one that Ron Weasley's mom turned into shredded cheese.
I'm gonna be real with you. It existed.
I don't remember either. I'm like, this is horror. Like, talking about Star Wars, talking about properties that goes downhill.
Scary.
That it is scary because
it was terrifying.
Because the Seven Deadly Sins was a series that I truly loved, season 1 and 2, and then they had some great music openings. I believe season 2, part 1, and I believe one other part had a great opening. Like, I still listen to them to this day.
The OG is still my favorite.
Yeah, and it's just disappointing to know that when great series have a downfall like that, it's just very disappointing in that aspect. So
the sequel series is also not very good.
Haven't seen it. Haven't seen the anime. I believe it just dropped this season, but I've seen the movie that came out on Netflix. I did check those. It was CG part 1 and part 2. They were
Wait.
I've been reading
the Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah, it's 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
I haven't checked it out at all.
It's their kids.
I know of one thing. It was something to do with Jericho, I think.
Say what?
I remember hearing one thing. It was about it was something to do with like Jericho and Bond's kid.
Yes, it was it's a weird story.
I think it was her. I think her name was Jericho.
Yeah, it's Jericho, but it's a weird story that's
Okay.
going on there. It just makes you ask questions. It just makes you ask questions why the actor's doing what he is. But Rome,
I didn't think they had a kid, but anyway, moving on.
What's your spooky horror anime that you say that you have enjoyed, recommend? What's up?
Parasite.
Parasite
100%.
Parasite's one that I haven't gotten into. I haven't taken the time to actually go check it out.
If you haven't gotten into Parasite, watch Parasite. It's absolutely amazing. Have you ever seen the movie The Thing?
Nope, but
yes.
I wish I had it.
It's a similar kind of case to that. It's kind of a Attack of the Body Snatchers thing where they slow. You've seen Secret Invasion, right?
Yeah.
It's Secret Invasion, but it's good.
Yay!
Damn.
It's also extremely gory. These aliens come down and they're supposed to, and I don't remember if it's the heart or the brain, but they basically get inside of your skin and they're supposed to crawl into your brain and like attack, become part of your body. Similar to what the Yerks did in the Animorphs books. The worms that would get into people's brains and take them over.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a blast from the past.
Why did you bring that back into memory, bro?
I'm sorry, it's a common plot. But this high school kid happens to be sleeping on his arm when it goes into his hand and it can't get any farther. So it takes root and forms in its hand because it can't get to his brain.
I remember
That's
just
funny.
side tangent to that.
That's kind of funny.
I remember seeing those books all the time, seeing like an animal or like a hawk, and then change slowly into a human. Like just seeing that slowly transition on the book cover all the time.
If we're being real, Animorphs was a horror book, bro.
Oh, it was. It was creepy design, by the way, like how they had like a human, but then slowly transitioning opacity going down into whatever hawk, creature, wolf they had in each book cover. I always found it weird.
It's not even like implied horror like you guys are saying. It is legitimate horror.
Actual.
One of the kids, because they have a time limit. They can't be an animal for like more than 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And one of the or they get stuck like that. And one of the kids,
each kid had had a limit and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the kids got stuck and I think they died.
Nope. He turned into a hawk to help save the other kids. And he was right at the 2 hour limit. And it was stay a hawk and save them or transform back and everybody dies. No doubt.
Yep.
So he turned into a hawk. and he was stuck like that for most of the series. I think they fixed it by the end, but like he goes through this whole arc where he's like terrified to eat because like he's a hawk now, but he's still got like all his memories and stuff, and he's fighting the urge to like eat prey, and he actually has to kill a mouse and deal with the fact that he is like literally a hunter and he has to kill these animals to survive, and he's like fucking 12.
Didn't one of the
that was a
kids
whole book too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Say
Didn't one of
what?
the kids who was a mouse die as a mouse?
No.
Somebody died as a mouse.
The blonde, nobody died as a mouse. The blonde girl died at the very end. She was fighting as a polar bear, but then she turned back human and got killed as a human. That's the only death there was Rachel. But that was like the last book. I apologize for spoiling Animorphs that came out 25 years ago. That's how that ends. She dies, everybody else is fine. The bugs lose.
I will hope for nobody to feel bad in the chat. Like, hey, I really want to check out this book because, like,
Tobias, that is his name, Tobias.
Yes, that was it.
All right, Swerve, appreciate for that.
Oh, thank you, Swerve.
I'm glad that Animorphs is a horror that we all remember.
Oh, definitely.
Because we shouldn't have been reading those, man.
As children, fuck no.
We shouldn't have been reading those.
They were like, hey, look, animals on the cover. That's for kids.
No.
They had whole war plots, bro. Like, what?
I read the first, like, 12 books when I was, like, 6.
Yep.
That was not for a 6-year-old. But yeah, it's basically similar to Animorphs, except it's aliens. But the aliens are completely vicious and brutal. They are cold-blooded killers. I have seen people get ripped in half. I've seen a pregnant woman get her stomach ripped off in that anime. It's almost as bad as Blood Sea. I'm not recommending Blood Sea to anybody. I'm not even going to tell you what that one's about.
No.
That one don't sound familiar. But what I would say on my end,
you said Blood Sea doesn't sound familiar?
No.
We can't even talk about. I'm gonna be real with you. We couldn't even talk about that on YouTube.
No.
We'd get demonetized.
Copy.
Eviscerated.
Copy.
Ooh, Blood Sea brought back.
Yeah, no.
From what I see on my AniList, one of the horror show I watch, which I do consider horror. I don't know if it's consistent. I know the manga is very horror type. The anime season 2 sucks ass because I never finished it. But the problem is Neverland season 1 episode 1. If you start that episode and you just see anybody, spoiler, sorry if you haven't seen the Promised Land episode 1, but I will say this: I did not expect to finish that episode 1 and see just a regular kid body just dead in the garbage truck, just straight up.
Lunch.
Yeah, that anime is 110%. Go to hell. That anime is 100% a horror anime. I'll give you that. Season 2 sucked. I don't know why they did the major plot points of the story in a flashback montage in the last episode and then ended the show.
What really?
I'm confused. I'm confused. There was a season 2?
Oh
no, of course not.
There was a season 2 of Promised Neverland? What?
No, the production got canceled and nobody ever had to experience that.
Okay, good. So there's only one season to watch. Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Even better.
There was another show I did watch, but I never continued because the dub is hilarious. Because, back then in the early 90s, the dub
If you say ghost stories, I swear to God.
Ghost stories! It's ghost stories! I only saw 3 episodes out of the 19. I literally was... it was like...
Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
Yo, that show was one... I never heard about it until, like, a random night. I was with my friends on Discord. They said, yo, that's what Ghost Stories. Like, what's it about? Yo, Vash, you never see it? Like, no, perfect. You don't know shit about it, just watch it.
Oh, even better.
I didn't know shit about it. Just watching 3 episodes, I was like, what is this? Like, yo, this was dubbed back in the 90s, so they just did whatever they want. I'm like, what? It was wild.
Let's look at this Japanese thing and just say whatever we want.
One of my favorite scenes I ever seen from Ghost Stories. They were trying to explain something to a cop, right? But you know
Yeah.
when they animate like a Japanese person talking mad fast, it's just lip flaps just going. And to simulate these kids just saying bullshit to this cop, the main character ends up just going diggity diggity diggity. It's just shit cackling, gets me cackling every time.
I'm telling y'all, not because you're a rabbit is my favorite line I've ever heard in an anime.
She's either a bitch or she's a ghost. Oh god, she's a bitch and a ghost. Running.
Oh, another show that I saw that's
And a
Oh.
mouthful of water almost died just now.
I'm about to say, take it easy, don't be choking now. On the
Oh,
first stream of
shit.
ours. On the first stream of ours.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you guys seen this show. It's on Netflix. Since it's called Seven Seeds. Did anybody see it?
No, I've never heard of that.
It's a very popular manga in Japan. Has a lot of sales. That has but the anime is only 12 episodes. There's I think part 1 and a part 2, but it's very good. It's like a post-apocalyptic world where 90% of the humans have all died, and I think it's like 100 years later, or like a couple years later, like 200 or something like that. And it's like only 7 kind of ships. In each of those ships have like a good 10 or 12 people that have survived, and none of them know what has happened because they were chosen randomly into this project to stay alive in the next 200 400 years later. And Earth is fuck. Earth has like monsters. The water has elevated. Some of the countries or states like is all underwater, so it's just like it's pretty interesting for me to always watch this post-apocalyptic type of shows, because it makes you think like, damn, what actually surviving that shit? Like, I believe one of the girls just had to fight a whole monster tiger type of creature, and like she was screaming the whole time, and it's like, am I gonna survive it and everything? I'm like, shit, am I gonna like? Your mind would make you think like, what happened if I was in her shoes? Like, would I actually survive? Like, with my skill set, would I actually survive in a post-apocalyptic world that only maybe your parents, your wife, your kids might even live, and you just don't know who else is alive? Like, those type of questions are always, very interesting when you watch those type of shows.
Well, it's
You're
funny
not
you
wrong.
bring that up. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say you're not wrong, but I always know my answer. Hell no. I am the first to go. No,
Like, hell,
sir.
you're not gonna survive?
Yeah.
No. Survive. I don't have that dog in me, dog. Yeah,
I got
You're
that dog in me, and he's screaming, "Up, up, 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 up."
no. Oh God. No, it's funny you brought that up because so on during my commute to work this morning, I was thinking about like our topics for tonight, and like, okay, so my brain kind of just went to, all right, if you were in an anime world, where would you not want to be? And the first thing I thought of was Attack on Titan, and I started kind of thinking, okay, how can I survive in Attack on Titan? What can I do to survive? And I'm like, okay, I could, try the farm life. Maybe I can get, maybe a little closer into the circle, away from the walls. Maybe I can just, travel, maybe just kind of stay away from them, make my way inside, maybe. I don't know. But like, yeah, it's kind of interesting that you think about that. Like, okay, how can I survive this situation? What can I do to survive? Like, do I have the skill set to it? Because I'm gonna be honest, if I was in the Attack on Titan world, I am not joining the Survey Corps. I am not doing that. I am not going out there.
Oh,
I'm gonna try to do what Jean tried to do and join the military force and be in that inner circle if I have to join their like army militia that they have.
I forgot what the gear's called. I forgot what the gear's called. The ones that shoots the thing and they have to have the balance. I think it's called
Oh,
RPM. The OPM or RPM.
yeah, it's like OPM.
ODM.
Yeah, it's like omnidirectional ODM, I think.
Yeah. So
It's like omnidirectional something.
I know my balance sucks. I cannot skateboard.
Yep.
me try to actually go around the city and actually aim at the same time, kill a titan at the same time, and try to survive around other titans trying to kill me too. I'm like, nah. First of all, I will not even be passing the test of trying to use those equipment because my ass will be falling by balance because my balance is horrible. I have bad ankles and everything. So knowing that for me to balance and knowing that how to aim, I'm like, nope, I'm good. Can I just get a shotgun or can I get like some bazookas? I'd rather do that. Me trying to fly around the city and not be a main character, I know I'll be dying one of the first couple episodes. That's me. In Attack on
I'm
Titan
clumsy.
world, hell yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
clumsy. I'll somehow get tangled in the gear. So I can't do it.
Yep.
Be just like in my mind saying Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Next thing you know, how the hell I get in this situation? Just strapped in. Titan food.
Oh yeah. Also,
What do you
yes,
guys-
Sherwin, we are back.
Would you guys consider Attack on Titan as a horror or like more?
Yes.
Is it thriller, psychological, more? Because I know James is here, and I know James is a huge Attack on Titan fan. So James, would you also consider like fans? How do you guys see Attack on Titan? Because me, first episode, bitch, mom got eaten. So I'm like, oh damn,
Yeah.
this like yo, I didn't expect that shit. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
That is the main
Yeah.
thing, is that we saw what happened to Aaron's mom. That is definitely horror. Like,
Yeah. It's because that's the thing. It's like it's a psychological horror. At least it turns into one because of all of like the politics that go into
Yeah.
it, and then just everything else. But like, yeah, it's more along like that psychological horror. But like, I even struggle saying that because when I think of that, I think of like a Saw kind of thing, where it's just like, okay, I'm gonna mess with your mind a little bit. So I guess I don't really have a term for what Attack on Titan would be. Maybe a political horror, but then you start thinking of, politics and that, and it's like, oh well, never mind.
I mean,
I'm
technically, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Ever since you brought up Aaron's mom, I'm over here thinking she was already a snack, but now she a meal.
I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all, and I'm not gonna let it get too dark when I say this, but if I woke up and there were giant 40-foot people outside eating people, I wouldn't be there for long.
No sorry, Bob.
Oh hell no!
Nope.
And also, I would never.
Get the
would
horse.
I would never
get
live
the horse.
near the
No,
wall.
get the shoddy. I won't be in that world for that long.
No sorry, Bob.
Oh.
James even said in chat, I love Attack on Titan, but I could never live in that world unless I can guarantee that I could become a Titan shifter.
Bro, I don't like paper
I don't want
cuts.
to be that. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't like paper cuts. Who finna sit here and bite the hell out of their hands so they bleed every day? No! No!
You believe it? And then a whole lightning. Also, I was wondering, where does the lightning come out from? Like, where is that lightning come out from? It just
The
shifts them.
heavens.
Here's my
Up
thing,
above.
right? Here's my thing. What if you don't know you're a Titan shifter and you hit your limit one day and you're like, I can't live like this anymore. And you try to like just end it. And that's how you find out you're a Titan shifter.
That's what threw me off. Spoiler for anybody that have not seen Attack on Titan that came out in 2010 or 2011 back was on season 1. When Eren got eaten by that Titan, I was like, oh shit, the MC dies. I'm like, oh, so is this what like Game of Thrones stuff is? Like, anybody could die? I'm like, shit, alright, I didn't expect this. So I'm like, alright. And then after that, we find out who he becomes to who he is. I'm like, okay, so I guess he didn't know himself that he was a Titan.
Whenever, like, I always think about, y'all know how Annie, when she was the female Titan, spoiler alert, by the way, but yeah, she was a female Titan, but she had that fucking ring that cut her finger, and
Oh yeah.
besides thinking that was one of the hardest things of all time, I'm over here thinking, okay, I gotta psych myself up to do this shit, because I would not want to intentionally hurt myself like that. Like, can't do. Nope. Just every fucking time. But no, my accident prone, I'd be a Titan every other day because I'm always hurting myself.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Let me see.
My finger with a butterfly knife. Now I have a V on my finger for forever. My grandma would have been gone that day.
Me, as a Titan, I wouldn't mind, like, if I had to bite my fingers, I already have broken and jammed both of these two fingers playing handball throughout my life, so I'm like, alright, cool, if I have to break my finger a couple more times to, do a little Titan shit, alright, cool, it happens.
Imagine you a Titan shifter, but you got arthritis, so you crack your knuckles and you turn.
It's like, oh yes, oh god.
Wow, that makes me
Oh,
sound
God.
older. I thought
You
it is as a
just
Titan.
bite your cheek while you're eating dinner. Turn into a Titan.
With your cheek or your tongue? You think your
that's
tongue is
me.
easier?
Yes.
I'm about to say your tongue is easier. Your tongue be like, ah.
Oh,
Oh,
when I chew gum, I always end up biting my cheek. It's over for whoever's near me if I'm chewing gum.
yep.
Could you imagine that's how you got to shift? Just take a fucking a flashcard and slice it between your fingers.
Like,
Oh.
it's time to duel. Psych, Titan form.
Just stub your toe.
I can feel it.
Oh god,
I
that
can feel
hurt
the cut between my finger.
just thinking about that hurt my soul.
Oh,
You gotta give
that's
yourself
like the one.
You gotta
That's
give
like the
yourself
one time it
testicular
doesn't
torsion
activate.
You gotta give yourself testicular torsion every time you want to transform. Just grab one and twist it.
But I do want to add to our still segment of the anime Pictionary because some animes that I have in the horror segment, even though I haven't seen them, I have Hellsing Ultimate that I really still want to, I still need to
Yes.
see. Hellrise Invasion. Did anybody see that one on Netflix?
Yes,
No.
it's amazing.
Oh my god, it's so
great.
good.
Really?
It's so
Okay.
good.
I'm glad to hear that.
Ooh, it's fire.
Good.
I'm glad to hear that because I really want to check that out. So I'm glad to hear it was good because I kind of heard
That-
mixed reviews at the time, I believe. So I'm glad
That
to
shit is nuts.
Really? Okay.
And I really hope season 2 gets made soon.
There's also another one that I have, Angels of Death. I just haven't seen it on both Angels of Death and the OVA or ONA. Okay, you say half and half. It's kind of there.
Yeah, it's like the game of it, like, because I watched somebody play the game that it's based off of. That's good. The anime is just kind of like, let's shoehorn literally everything in 12 episodes.
Oh, okay.
good.
I hate it when they do that.
And I also just don't like the way it ended.
I have not heard of that.
I believe it came out like 2018. Let me see.
Little
Yeah, it was
blonde
a-
girl
Hey!
gets
It was a
stuck.
while ago.
I was
Yeah,
right.
little blonde girl gets stuck in
Nice.
with essentially the levels of hell with a dude with who carries a scythe that wants to kill her.
Yep. But I was right. It came out in 2018 during the summer season. And there's another one that I did watch. I did get to finish. Is the Dorohedoro? Is the one on Netflix that has like the guy that got turned into like a alligator head, I believe.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What's
Oh,
that? Hold on, I
that
haven't-
show.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
It's good. Great song. I believe it came out back in 2019.
Will you spell it for me?
I'm gonna put it in the chat, Paul.
Preach.
I could have swore you had me watch this one time.
You probably seen it. I'm just probably pronouncing it wrong, but you probably seen it. Is definitely is Dodoro Hedoro. Yeah. Yeah, it's a Netflix 12 episodes. Great song. I've only seen 4 episodes.
I haven't watched this yet.
No? I thought you would have. Like it seems like that type of genre is very good. Rare action. I definitely need to finish it.
I'm pretty sure it's on my list. I just haven't watched it yet.
That's fair.
But that's all the horror side that I have seen on my end and that I could recommend in the horror. Because other than that, I know supernatural is not really considered horror. It's more supernatural. But for thriller and psychological, I have not seen much.
Oh, so I do have one more to bring up, and it kind of goes into one of the other topics that we're going to talk about tonight. ReZero.
I literally
Oh
had that
my
here.
god, I love that show.
ReZero, I have only seen 4 episodes, but that was like years ago, so I need to rewatch it just to start over.
Season
but
1 is excellent.
I need to rewatch it. I think I have it on stream or I have it unlisted, but I definitely need to rewatch it. I heard ReZero is very good.
Carlos Estrada, shout out to you for bringing that up. Handshake, my friend. Handshake. Hell girl, yes. Oh my god. Yo, I haven't heard anybody
Hell
reference that
girl.
in so long. Oh,
What's Hellgirl?
Never
That
heard
sounds
of it. What
familiar.
is it?
Yeah,
okay.
what is this?
So it's a
Oh,
bunch of short stories
it's a
about people
2005.
who are, yeah, people who are just really bad people, and it goes into different ways that these people are just like the scum of the earth, and they all get essentially sent to hell in the worst way possible by this little girl with long black hair who's kind of like just an angel of death. She makes you experience your worst hell and then sends your soul to
Oh,
hell.
this is. Oh, she. Oh
I
no,
used
I'm
to
gonna
read
have a
the
nightmare.
manga.
I'm gonna
I
have
used to read
nightmares
the
tonight.
manga.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so good.
Why did I?
It's,
Why did I look up this image? No,
what did you
that's
look up?
she's just her.
Yeah,
Oh god,
yeah,
Yeah, just off the strength of Paul's
no,
laugh, I'll never touch that with a 10-foot pole.
yeah.
Yeah, and
no.
also just by reading the description I'm seeing on Analyst is like saying somewhere in the West Sea. I'm sorry, it's somewhere in the vast sea of the internet. There's a website that can only be accessed of the stroke of midnight, known as Jugoku Toshin. Rumor has it that if you post a grudge there, the Jujuku Shoujo will appear and drag whoever torments you into the inferno. Very little is known about the girl. All we know for sure is that she lives with her equally enigmatic grandmother, that three magical straw dolls accompany and serve her, and that whenever a post-it on the Jujuku Tushin moves her, she becomes the Jujuku Shoujo.
I
Sounds
got a couple
very,
names for her.
Hell no, I'm good, bro.
sounds
Hey,
very like
Carlos, thank you for bringing it up.
it sounds kind of like the Boogeyman in a way.
Kind
Yeah,
of, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. That's essentially what she is.
Question:
Nah, I'm good.
did anybody in the younger lives in their childhood went through a website called about Peter, and like you have to write something and then like you could write whatever you want to write, and then it's kind of like a thing that scares you or scares your friend or something like that.
No, it doesn't
No,
sound
because
familiar. At least.
no, because I'm a bitch, and if any of my friends ever did that, we fight. So
My friends, a few of
It
my
would have.
friends,
It would have. I know what he's talking about. I can't remember what it's called, but it would have came out when you were like 7, Paul. You wouldn't have been in that headspace yet.
yeah,
okay, good.
yeah, because it came out when I was like in middle school, high school, and a few of my friends tried to do it to me. Like, my friend was typing, and it said that the ghost is behind Miguel, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But it's just some fake shit. The
Yeah.
person that's writing it was the one that was actually writing what it wanted to say. But I was like, oh shit. It actually creeped me out until I found out a couple years ago, like it was all fake. I'm like, oh thank God. I thought there was a real ghost behind me at times. I'm like, is that why my shoulder's cold? The fuck?
Is that why Stitch just turned his head behind you just now?
Shit. You move?
Weave.
Let's have to take a walk real quick.
Also,
We'll be right back with this episode of the Anime Lately podcast.
We're taking a short break.
Well, did
my
it be right
grandma
back?
saw me wearing this, right? And she called me Barney,
Called you Barney.
These messages.
especially when she saw that the thing has a
After these
tail.
messages.
After
She saw that the thing has a tail. She was like, "You look like Barney."
I'm about to say Barney is not bad. You know, Barney's,
Yeah.
you know.
We'll be right
Childhood.
Hurt my
back.
feelings.
I believe Barney has a song like "We Are Family," right? Isn't that the song of his?
I love you.
Yeah, see?
You love me.
I will eat your family.
Well, that'd be more creepy. That's a horror.
I mean, hey, look, it's Halloween. Boom.
I mean,
In
they're
theme.
making a new Barney show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even
Oh
aware of that.
no.
I'm pretty sure. Has anybody watched Blood and Honey?
Yes! Oh, it's so good.
Is that anime or is that a show?
So
It's good.
Nah,
it's a
it's-
movie.
It's the Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Oh!
Dude, there's a
I've not
sequel
seen it.
coming out. Did I tell you?
No, wait,
Yep.
there's a sequel?
Yep,
Tinker's
there's a
gonna be in
sequel
the
already.
sequel!
It's coming out next year. I can't wait.
Alright, I would love to
Oh.
talk about that in the next segment because I would love to talk about
Yes.
like real live action real horror stuff. Does
Yeah.
anybody have any manga horror conversation recommendation about manga horror? Because I have one I want to show.
I watched
mean-
half of Parasite and then I read the rest. You about to say something? I was finna say something, Junji
There it
Ito.
is. Yep.
Yo.
There's the go-to.
I
love
was
it.
like 2 weeks ago, just randomly in my room, and I saw my book. Like, you know what? I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna read it. And then me just opening this shit, it's just creepy. It's just the art, and it's
Mhm.
just like the art is amazing. It's detailed. It's just creepy as hell in the most possible great way. I haven't finished it. I only read like 150 pages out of the 340, I believe. Yeah, 340 pages. No, almost 400. So I'm like, I at least read 1/3 of it. But anybody that wants to read a horror book, definitely search up Junji Ito, because he will make you question life a few times. Of yo, why am I still reading this good ass book, but fucking scary, creepy art as hell?
Okay, so mine isn't necessarily like a horror. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh
Dude,
shit.
the page turns for Junji Ito manga.
It's just yo, but I kept turning it like I was interested, but I'm like
I
just
know.
I was disgusted. I'm
Oh,
like, yeah,
when I
but
see
cool.
that shit, I had to get down when you showed that shit. But so it's not a horror manga per se. It's actually a revenge manga. But it's this manga called um Jujika no Rokunin, or Cross of the Six People. And
Okay.
um if you plan on reading that, trigger warning. There's some shit that happens in that. So big trigger warning. Definitely read the synopsis before you read the story. But essentially, Um, this kid gets bullied by these six dudes when he was a like really young kid, to the point where they end up accidentally killing his parents.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And so
that escalated.
yeah,
You know,
so
like you do.
Like, oh my god.
he goes to his grandfather, who was a war veteran and apparently also a torture artist, and he gets
Oh,
trained by his grandfather so that later when he gets into high school, he goes and gets revenge on those six people. And then the revenge part ensues. I thought like I only read the revenge of the first three people. I haven't continued it yet, but what they showed, holy shit! One, it's graphic. Two, the art is actually really amazing, and I like seeing people get what they deserve. So, I like revenge.
That's dark.
For me, the only manga that I have read, sadly got axed. It's called Phantom Seer. It was on a Shonen Jump, couple last year, 2 years ago. The art was great. It had the horror
mhm.
feel. It had like what does Japan call their spirits? I forgot.
Oh, like
Yokais.
Yokai.
yokai, yeah.
So they had
Mhm.
yokais, like really creepy horror yokais design. It was really dope. I wish it didn't get axed, but it had a good 32 chapters. And it was great. I had a good time, and I really wish it didn't get axed because it had a lot of potential. But Shueisha should just be doing whatever they want to do when the series are not doing good on their side. But that is one series that I really want to check out. Sadly, I have never read or seen Tokyo Ghoul. That's one thing that I have on my plan to read or plan to watch. But I know a lot of people tell me I should read it instead of watch it.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I've
pretty
heard.
much what I've been told. Is just read it.
Well, if you like yokai, I've got a good show you can watch.
What's up?
Shut up! Shut up!
It was a yokai watch joke, and Paul got it immediately.
Oh. Da 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 da.
You ain't like that one, Paul?
No!
No, the
Cornball!
I thought it was clever. All right, guess I'm a cornball.
the only yokai show I've seen, I think, is the webtoon one that Crunchyroll did. Not
Really?
ID Invaded. That's not ID Invaded. What's that one is?
They did. Wait, they did a yokai webtoon?
Yeah, they adapted a yokai webtoon, but they don't promote it that great. I forgot what it's called.
Paul, you hurt my feelings.
You be alright.
He said it so quick. Shut up. I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm weak.
I can't remember
Oh,
the name, but I
God.
remember it was a dude that was like undead. He can't die. He could see the spirits in yokai, and there was a girl that had like a fake prosthetic leg and an arm.
Inspector.
Are you? Oh, I
Uh,
thought you were talking about panty line.
nah.
What?
Inspector.
Huh?
You haven't seen panty line?
No,
Huh?
No.
is that an anime?
Is it called panty line? Punchline. I'm thinking punchline.
Oh.
Oh, okay. The fuck? I'm saying panty and stocking, but panty line.
I mean, the Japanese name is supposed to be panty line
Ah.
Oh.
because that's how he died. That's what happens like every time his brain gets overloaded because he saw too many panties.
Oh, I know exactly which one you're
Oh.
talking
Yeah,
about.
when somebody in Japanese says punchline, it would sound like panty line.
Huh. Never heard of this
You,
show.
you hear it? You hear it?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear it. I
Yeah.
can hear it.
That's it in Japanese. It's panty rain, but same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tomato.
yeah. That's what I thought you meant because like one of the
I guess you're gonna miss
there's a whole
panty
thing
or-
about like souls getting swapped between bodies and shit. Yeah, it's.
Yes, you're.
I thought that's what you were talking about, but I guess not.
Nah. It was Inspector because like it was a yokai, but that's more like supernatural, psychological, not really horror. Like.
I didn't know Inspector was a webtoon.
Yeah. It was original webtoon that was getting adapted from.
Oh, because because I haven't seen season 2 of Inspector yet, but I watched the first season a while ago, like at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I believe we had a conversation because season 2 came out earlier this year. I'm
Oh,
shocked
shit, I watched season 2 about that.
I'm shocked that.
Does it have a dub?
Yes, it
Yes.
does. The dub is good.
Okay. All right.
But I'm shocked that nobody brought up Berserk.
I've never watched
Well,
Berserk.
Yeah, I never read or watched it.
Wow, so all four of us never watched it or read it? Wow.
I used to read it.
You used to read it?
I've tried a couple times. Like I've tried reading it. I think the farthest I got was chapter 5 one time.
Yeah, I used to
And
read
then-
it, but then I got bored.
I know enough about Berserk to know that I would never want to read it.
I want to buy the omnibus or the volumes just to have it as a collectible.
Mhm.
But
Oh, like those big books?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the big
Big
books.
hard ones.
I've never read it myself, but like Rome said, like I know of it. I just want to know or read the story just to actually know like how everybody says the story's so good. The art is amazing. Like I've seen this man's art is phenomenal. Like how great in detail his art style is, and may the man rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're trying to also finish the manga, right? I think they said.
I
next
think
year.
so.
I think next year they said that they're supposed to bring it.
Okay, good. Because they released like what 1 or 2 chapters
Yes.
after
this year,
his
right?
passing. It might have been this year. I honestly don't remember. I remember when he passed, there was 1 chapter that came out, and that was like his last chapter he worked on. And then like 1 or 2 after that.
Yeah, I do recall
But
that.
again, like my memory's hazy with it because again, I don't read it. So
Yeah, I do recall that. Did anybody see Made in Abyss? I'm curious because I know that's like a
Not
horror
yet.
or knowing about the show. I know or like know the concept. So I'm shocked that.
That still makes my chest hurt.
no, makes the chest hurt.
That show makes my chest hurt. Like there was like, of course, there's the scary shit in it. And honestly, some of the like what happens to the characters is fuck, just genuinely screwed. But it's just really sad. Like it made me cry way too much.
Yeah, I like I said, I know the concept of the show or of the series, so it's kind of like, whoa. so it's like very understandable in that aspect. Where Carlos said, I watched 2 episodes of Being in Abyss, and it's not hitting me yet.
Hmm.
Understandable in that aspect. It doesn't hit everyone,
Yeah.
right away.
Yet.
So with that, let's transition to live action horror. So let's get to it because there's a lot of stuff live action horror.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is amazing. Sorry, not to jump the ship, but like between that and Cocaine Bear this year.
That's what I was gonna bring.
We've
Cocaine.
had
My God!
two like peak fiction movies come out about bears. Like this has been the year of the bear.
I need to see both of them.
I have
You need
no.
to.
Hey,
Let's do one party.
Freddy comes out tomorrow. That's 3 of
Freddy
them,
comes out
baby.
tomorrow.
Let's do a watch party for like for Cocaine Bear because I tried to watch with my girl.
Yes.
But we sat 1 hour in and she's like, "This is not for me." Like, why? What's up? Like, it's just too bloody and gory. I'm like, "Copy, no worries, all good. I'll watch it another
Yeah.
time on my own. All good." But I was like,
It's
I fuck
ridiculous.
with Cocaine Bear for that reason because of what you said, Watkins. It's ridiculous in the most funny, horror, gory way. Like, yeah, it's based on a true story, but they just went a bit more wild for it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, because the true story, he just ate 1.5 pounds of coke and died.
Exactly.
But instead, they just made it like, hey, let's just kill some motherfuckers and do extra shit that he.
They were
didn't.
like, we finna make this shit. We finna embellish the fuck out of this movie.
2
And I
hours.
thank them for it.
All I gotta say is ambulance.
Man,
Oh,
That whole
That's where I got to.
scene.
that's where I
That
got
whole
to.
scene. Oh my god, yes.
I need to watch this movie.
You
Oh,
do,
we
dude.
do. Oh, we got to. I
did
want.
I just see Five Nights at Freddy's pop up on somebody's oh, it's Paul's
Yeah.
background.
Let's pause background.
I was like, what
Horror.
I've been told. I believe I've been told to play the game Five Nights at Freddy because people know
Do it.
Bash is not a big fan of horror, so I assume people want to see a good entertainment aspect just to me get jump scared and just to be get mad, just get mad and be like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I'm never playing that game again. I played it
I hope,
once.
Oh, she
I hope you
played it.
have fun, buddy.
I beat 420 mode. That's enough for me.
You
I
did
tried.
what?
I tried to act. The 420. So like that's when you have all four.
Oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about. You
Oh.
did that?
Yeah,
You're insane. You're
I
insane.
am. I did it on an iPad, so
Okay,
it was a
so you're
little.
even
It was
more
a little
insane.
easier. Yeah,
You-
but God, damn.
Are you okay?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm fine. What? It's not like a bear has me hostage or anything. It's not telling me
Oh.
what to do.
Nobody implied that. Excuse me?
He just
Is
there
the-
slowly coming
is-
on.
Is the bear in the room with us right now?
Horror.
He made the noise.
I don't know much about it other than what I literally saw the trailer like 5 times this week because it's already been promoted so much as to like, hey, you can watch it on Peacock and you can also watch it in the movie theater. I'm like, oh, I guess
even on
I have
WWE
consumed-
programming.
I've consumed so much FNAF lore within the last year because I refuse to play the games, and I think the lore is absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid in the best way possible.
Nah, it's just a lot.
It's
Like
stupid in one of the
people
best ways
who think Kingdom Hearts plot is convoluted and hard to follow. Nah.
I don't know.
Start from the beginning with Five Nights at Freddy's and
Which
follow.
beginning?
Just follow. Exactly. And just try to follow the trail that is made between what, like 7 games, like 7 mainline games.
7 mainline games, the spin-offs that apparently are kind of canon, which also includes the books that are also kind of canon. Just
that's a lot of non-canon everything.
Yeah, I think there's 10 books.
There's a lot.
For me, the worst horror that I've seen as a child, and I will still not watch it to this day, It. Fuck Pennywise.
Which
I don't
one?
do
The
clowns,
original?
Jay.
The original or the new one?
The original is the one that I grew up with, and a big shout out to my
Tim
brother.
Curry.
He used to make me watch horror films by torture. Like he made me watch Freddy Krueger. He watched Nightmare on Elm Street. He would make me watch the Pennywise It. Like, hey Georgie, nah, fuck that dude.
Georgie.
Fuck that dude. Like my boy, if you never went down there, there would have been no
I'll
movie.
float down here, orgy.
I don't do clowns. So fuck me.
What's crazy? Clowns don't bother me. Just scary clowns bother me. Like regular clowns, alright, cool. Yeah, fine. But when y'all start to look like a bit more creepy, horror, start to get that smile, start to get a bit more in the nightmare side, like, alright, cool. And then,
hard
I got in
pass.
trouble
we
in
got a
elementary
problem.
school for assaulting a clown. So
Look,
it
all I'm
was Field
saying,
Day and he scared me.
another movie night suggestion is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Oh, come on,
Actually-
come on. I can't
actually,
be.
no,
Am I the
actually,
only
I
one that's
agree with
seen
that.
Killer Clowns? Wait,
I agree
okay,
with that
good.
one.
Okay,
That one's-
good.
Hold up. I gotta search that one real quick.
I'm not watching that.
Oh,
I'm not
dude,
watching
it
I gotta
is
search
like
that. What is?
it is
I gotta
like
see which one.
B
What you
movie,
talking about?
B
Oh,
horror
I-
movie.
Paul, you know how much I
Jeez.
hate horror movies. That one, I'm telling you, dude.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
can honestly tell you.
Killer.
Have you
I
ever
can honestly
played?
tell you.
Have you ever played Twisted Metal?
Yes, but not for too
Yeah,
long because the main character scares me.
Oh,
Sweet Tooth scares you?
Yes, I am a bitch. I have always been a bitch.
Twisted Metal's not even like objectively a horror game.
Oh!
I don't care.
Well,
I
you
saw a
twisted-
big, buff, scary fucking clown that's on fire for some reason.
Have you not watched the show?
I actually did see the
The show is a comedy.
So
I don't care.
what's funny about that? I actually saw the first episode like Monday night. I believe Monday night, like the first episode.
Bro,
it was funny.
Sweet Tooth is literally just Samoa Joe. It's Samoa
Yeah.
Joe and Anthony Mackie just doing shit for 10 episodes.
Samoa Joe's in the show.
Yeah,
Samoa Joe is Sweet
oh
Tooth.
yeah, dude.
I didn't know
The clown
until
is Samoa Joe.
I didn't know until I saw the credit and it said Samoa Joe. Like, oh shit, that's dope. I'm like, I guess he took some time from pro wrestling and literally said, "I'm
Yeah.
acting this shit," which is dope.
So here's the thing: be me. You're a child. You get a PlayStation that you get from your uncles who don't want theirs anymore, right? I get taken to a store and I see a list of games. Now, I'm gonna go as a kid. I'm gonna go for Dragon Ball, Final Fantasy, some other third thing. I see a fucking clown that's on fire, that's buff and has a scary face. With me as a kid being afraid of clowns, I'm not gravitating towards it, so I never played Twisted Metal. Now I see that they're making a show. I don't have the same fear of clowns that I used to. I don't want them anywhere near me. But if I see said clown that scared the shit out of me as a kid just by existing, I'm not gonna watch it.
Hey man,
Get
all
the
I'm
bear off the
saying,
screen, Watkins.
all I'm saying, all I'm saying is maybe check it out. The show is crazy, bro.
You saying
Even
it's a
Carlos said
comedy?
it. Even Carlos said in the chat, Twisted Metal is a dark story.
You saying it's a
Good.
comedy? I might check it out.
Hey, if you want, we could do a little watch party watching Twisted Metal because I had a good time with episode 1. I was gonna check out episode 2 probably tomorrow and everything, and episode 2 looks like it's a good time. So not the end of the world in that aspect, but Twisted Metal for the first episode, I never had interest in watching it, but I was trying to find what's good to watch on Peacock, and I'm like, you know what? This don't look like a horror. It looks more like a comedy with post-apocalyptic of the world ending, and it was interesting concept that all the cities have like the walls and everything, so it felt like a little Attack on Titan vibe, but you could travel, all the way to cities, so it looks cool in that aspect.
Isn't Twisted Metal just Mad Max?
Yeah.
And Max, yeah, it's that vibe as well for it.
Hmm.
Did anybody see Saw or have enjoyed did anybody enjoy those type of horror films like Saw, on like those
Saw.
extreme type of horror.
Yeah,
Fuck Saw.
I am not a fan of Saw. I am not a fan of like the overly gory aspect of it. I know I mentioned it earlier, but that's just because I know of it. But like, I've watched the first one once and I wanted to pass out because I don't
When-
do
If
well.
you was
Like,
given an option, which would you cut off? The leg or the arm?
probably the arm.
Yeah, I need to walk. But here's the thing.
Maybe.
Every time I
Yeah.
think about Saw, I
Yeah.
just think of when somebody had to saw their foot off because they were like, trapped or some shit. And I just like I just curl up in a fucking ball thinking about it. And I
Mhm.
can't do it. I can't do
I
it.
would like to be able to run away. Like, I can at least work with like having to cut an arm off or like part of my arm off because then I can, at least protect that side and at least use my other arm. But
Which arm do I
I'm-
have to cut off though?
You choose the arm.
Oh.
Me, I'll choose my left arm.
Same.
I'll choose my left. I like. I don't know if the person's asking like left arm or left hand. I'll do left hand. If I don't have to do my whole left arm, alright, cool. Then I can at least lose the hand. I could still do something with this. I could put prosthetics
Okay.
or something.
What if one of your legs or your dominant hand?
Yeah, probably
Then it-
dominant hand.
Yeah.
Then it
Dominant
becomes. But you hesitated a lot more on that one.
Yeah, because
I had to think about it.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it'd be my hand.
It'll be my hand, my dominant hand, and my right hand. Because you know what? I'll learn how to write with my left. It'll take more longer.
Yeah.
I'll learn how to use my left a lot more. My legs, I need my legs. I feel like I need to run. I need to know that I can move on my own. Like
Mhm.
I could do something with my left. At least it's movable. But my legs, I
Fair.
need them.
Now, unless there's like something around that I can just like shove in the little nub that will be my leg that I cut off, that can act as like a prosthetic, then fine, I'll cut off my leg. But if I
The
don't
thing
have
about
that,
is,
yeah,
the thing about that is, imagine trying to walk on that shit though.
oh, I know it'll suck.
Especially like being a heavy set guy like myself. If I gotta walk on, I can't process that kind of pain
Right?
because like nope, toppling over. Oh, speaking of live action horror, so I haven't seen it. I've heard it's good, but I did read the webtoon for it. Sweet Home.
Sweet Home.
Yeah.
What's that about?
That sounds
kid-
fun.
Goes home one day, doesn't like his life at all, but then he realizes that everybody in his apartment building and the world is a big ass fuck off monster.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
It's really twisted.
I have seen I've seen Sweet Home. I am looking at it on AniList and it's definitely creepy. So I definitely heard of it. I was telling Rome before a live action of 2 horror things I saw last week or the past 2 weeks ago was the Train to Busan.
Love that
Zombies,
movie.
those are the most fastest ass zombies infection. And yo, people are stupid in that movie, but it makes it realistic because people not knowing a virus happening or infection and they don't know what's going on and they're trying to handle the situation the best way they can. And it's just like, yo, has anybody seen Train to Busan?
Yeah, I love that
Yes.
movie.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
It
I'm trying to
made
make sure.
me fucking cry.
Yo, I felt so bad at the end. It's like, yo, the father's gonna make it, and then this dude, the idiot, the most dumbest motherfucker, just had to fuck everyone up. He literally fucked up everyone's lives. Like we could have had 20 people survive by the end of the film, but no, motherfucker had to have 2 people survive, all just because of him. I was so mad, and it was my first time seeing Train to Busan, so I was very excited. I have never seen the film, so it was like a group it was like a group activity and just seeing the film. It was dope. There was a few times I got up from my couch. I was like, come on, punch it, get out there, run. I was like, these are the most fastest zombies I've ever seen. Like, I have never seen World War Z, but I've seen
Yeah,
clips.
that's what I was about to
Mhm.
bring up.
I've seen clips.
That made me afraid. So in World War Z, what really scared me because like
They will
they're
climb
fast
each other.
zombies, Yeah, they will legit work together like a fucking rat horde and be the most terrifying depictions of zombies that I have ever fucking seen.
Yo, the way I saw zombies, Fear. I mean, not Fear the Walking Dead. The the regular show is just called The Walking Dead. I'm like, alright, cool. Those are zombies. They're slow. Okay, they just there. But when I saw Train to Busan, when we're seeing, I'm like, oh shit, these are some adrenaline junkie zombies. Like they just be coming. Like they don't think. They just think up to infect you and go to the next one. I was like, damn, this is wild shit. And the other movie I saw was End of the what was it, Rome? End of the World? No.
This is the end.
Yeah, this is the end.
Oh, is that the Seth Rogen one?
Yeah, the Seth
Yep.
Rogen one.
Yeah.
I
Oh, that
haven't
one's
seen
good.
that one.
That
Yo,
one's
haven't seen that one.
hilarious.
I didn't know shit about it. It was just some randomly. I was just like, oh, cool, end of the world, horror shit and everything. Cool. I pop it in.
Nah.
I did not expect what I expected in that film. By the end, I'm like, oh, comedy, horror, supernatural. I see what it means. It's just little fun of six type of good comedians doing their own shit. Easy film, probably cost like 20 million to make, and it was just, I'm like, this is cool. I didn't expect what I saw in that film. I don't want to say anything or trick anybody that for that film. So if you have seen it, you know what I mean. If you haven't, go check it out if you care for it
Or don't.
or don't.
Yeah.
There
It's
you go.
yours. Yeah.
It
Now,
is. It is something.
It is the
Now,
film
if
of
you're
all
in the
time.
mood for an F-rated live action horror movie, I even struggle calling it a movie. It's more of an experience, and the best part is you can watch it for free on YouTube. It's a movie that a friend of mine showed me called Velocipaster.
I love Velocipaster.
Yes, oh, you know about it. Yes, oh, somebody knows about it. The glory that is Velocipaster.
Oh my fucking god! Oh, it is the best garbage, bro. It is the best garbage.
I kid you not. The first time I watched that movie,
How do you
I
spell
got
that?
halfway. What's it? Do what?
How do you spell it? Because I'm trying to search it because I've never heard of it.
Oh, VEL.
Oh, I found it.
OCI. Yeah. Okay. I got like halfway to the movie, and it's during a part. It's during a scene where it's during
What
a
the
flashback of a war. That's all I'm gonna say, because there's a moment in that shocked me. That was so freaking funny.
I'm just.
It broke me that night, and I couldn't remember the rest of that whole movie because I was
I'm
just broken
telling
from
you,
that
bro.
moment on.
I am telling you, it is absolutely hilarious.
I
It
am.
is.
I'm looking at the pictures, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yep,
That is the correct reaction.
Yep. It is the best.
what it reminds me.
Trashy.
Remember those magnets of dinosaur as a kid that you would have in your fridge? They're like the little heads. That's what it reminds me of right now. That's what it really reminds me of the dinosaur little magnets I used to have as a kid. And I'm like, and I'm staring at it. It reminds me of that.
Oh. The funny thing is, you can look at those pictures and think, oh, so this is what happens in the movie, and you still won't know. You will be shocked at what happens in that movie. The revelations, the just the journey you go on with Velocipaster and the characters you meet. You meet so many colorful characters, so many like good decent villains, like a love interest. You get everything you could ever ask for in a movie. It's just, it is the worst piece of trash that you can watch, and it's so good at this time of the year. I highly, and apparently there's also going to be a sequel to that.
I see that.
They had like it was either GoFundMe or Kickstarter or whatever. But yeah, they upped the budget a little bit. So Velocipaster 2 coming to a streaming view somehow, somewhere near you.
The funniest thing is, I will still watch Velocipaster any day over the Bird Day. That is literally the worst piece of film I have ever seen in my fucking life.
I can top
Yeah.
it. Has anybody ever seen The Sand?
No.
Don't sound familiar. I
Has-
don't know what I'm saying.
Oh my god, it's got Mitchell Musso from Hannah Montana in it.
What?
It's a
What?
2015 horror movie where these teenagers are on a beach after like a massive bender, right? And one of the guys finds like this weird ball that's like all covered in goo and shit. And it turns out it's like an egg or some shit. I don't remember.
What the
But
fuck?
but all the kids like put their phones in a trunk of the car so that nobody can get like post any like compromising photos and shit. So nobody can get caught up or anything, which is the dumbest thing to ever do on a beach.
Mhm.
But anyway, so then all the guys like everybody wakes up the next morning. Some of them wake up on the lifeguard shack. Some wake up in their car that's on the beach. A couple of them wake up on a picnic table. And then the big black fat guy is stuck in a trash barrel from the waist down and can't get out.
I'm staring at
Just
that
like
right
me,
now on Google
Mhm.
Images, and I'm like,
What?
and I'm staring at
Just
some
like
of the
me,
dude
bro.
Swear to God.
having some things connected through his face and body right now. I'm like, what the hell?
So
Oh, God.
the girl who's like asleep on the picnic table goes to get off the picnic table and gets pulled into the sand, like she can't move. Her boyfriend hops out the car, is like, hold on, I got you. And he falls into the sand and immediately gets his face ripped off by whatever was in the sand.
That's the image.
Oh my.
There's something
image I saw.
underneath there's something like under the sand that's like, it's like a giant tentacle monster that's like eating them and absorbing them when they step on the sand. And they're like, how are we gonna get out of here? And it's terrible CGI. It's not even scary. It's just B-movie schlock. And
Yay.
it's amazing and it's so terrible. I think it's a horror movie that even Paul would enjoy. Just off the fact of how stupid it is. Because yeah, at one point, the obvious joke of the big black guy stuck in the trash can, he gets knocked over in the sand by somebody else trying to get by and dies. Yes.
Hey, man. Black guy dies first. You know what it is.
Oh no, he's like the fifth person to die. He's not even close to the first.
Oh damn.
Yeah, like
Oh
it's
damn.
Sharknado quality.
Yo,
Oh, even better.
Here,
Those films are
Monster
amazing.
NATO, bro.
my
I need to see
favorite, my favorite horror type of comedy films are the scary movies. They're always been entertaining for me, but it sucks that those type of slapstick comedy has kind of, faded out over the years. But those were my favorites.
Last year,
Oh.
I actually did a binge with a few friends of these scary movies, and I think after 4, they really just dropped in quality.
Oh yeah, after
I'ma
4
be-
they drop.
I'm gonna be real. The only problem I have with The Sand, if The Sand was like a horror comedy, it would be fine. I'd be like, okay, this is amazing for what it's supposed to be. No, it takes itself completely serious. It 100% thinks that it is a actual horror movie, and it is not. Like it treats itself completely like it's a terrifying movie, and that's the only problem I have with it. If it went the funny sticky route, it'd be fine, but no, of course not.
Copy.
And you would think like Mitchell Musso is the main character because he's the biggest name on the list. No, he's like the 4th person to die.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah, no, he does not last.
I did want to say from chat, where Carlos said 28 days later is also like another.
Oh
type
my god!
It's like
Never heard that
another
movie.
pandemic type
Right.
of war-ending, virus type of shit.
I haven't heard of that movie in a brick. Holy shit.
They had a sequel called 28 Weeks Later,
Yeah, they
and I
did.
think they're about to come out with a sequel called 28 Years Later.
Yes.
Or months later, my bad, months later. That's supposed to come out soon.
Yeah, because 28 days later came out 2002, then 28 weeks later came out 2007.
Man,
it doesn't have the other movie actual title or the year yet, so it's probably still working in production or still.
Yeah, they just
process.
announced it recently.
Okay. I do want to give a quick shout out to the Resident Evil franchise because those were always fun.
I did see the last Resident Evil movie that came out. It was actually the movie for Resident Evil 2. It was actually really good.
I don't
Are you talking about the one we went to go see?
No, I went to go. Wait, which one did we go see?
Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah, no, not that one.
Okay, because like that one isn't related to the old ones at all.
Oh no, like I love the ones that I grew up with, which was Resident
the
Evil.
the Paul Anderson ones.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Resident Evil
with Mila Jovovich.
her, and like
Mhm.
the two ones I enjoyed the most was Resident Evil and Underworld. I believe that
Underworld was solid.
Underworld was good, yeah.
Those were some good horror that like it's not like horror straight gore, but it was like horror with supernatural and also like with that it took itself serious. Like those were always
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I did like the Predator films too. Like those were I hated that motherfucker. Like he will like I don't know how
That new Predator movie.
Prey,
that
right?
new Predator movie. Yeah, Prey is.
I haven't
Cool.
seen it. I want to see it just because I read the synopsis and I'm interested in it, and I have gotten better with my tolerance of horror, but also like I want to see like how the fuck do they survive versus like in this type of era in the Prey film, like how the fuck do they survive versus this motherfucker?
Oh.
Like there are like they did anybody see the battle between Predator versus Wolverine?
Oh,
That's a comic book that's out right now, right? Yeah, is that the new comic or is it Predator versus
That's a
Batman
thing
that just
that
came out?
happens.
Yeah, no, it's new.
What?
I gotta read that.
I don't know about the comic, but
I
I'm
gotta
talking
look at
about. I'm talking about they
yeah.
did like a YouTube thing. I forgot who.
Oh,
was-
you're talking about
Bat and the Sun, right?
Bat and the Sun.
Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah,
Wolverine
no.
won because as you should.
Predator versus Wolverine is a comic book that just came out like in September.
Oh really?
Oh shit!
I
Yeah.
definitely missed that. I definitely missed
Issue
that.
issue one came out September 20th.
Yeah, I gotta
shit.
read that.
Huh.
Also, Rome.
Yo,
Yes, I was talking about Welcome to Raccoon City, but I didn't see that with you. You saw that with Riley. I saw that with my dad.
I thought you came with us. Yeah, no, that one was good.
I enjoyed it.
Wasn't great. It definitely stuck to the source material a lot more. And I wasn't like I enjoyed it all the way through. I definitely did. It was just kind of weird seeing Neil. What's his name? Neil Donahue or something like that.
I have no idea who that is.
Hold on, let me look up his name because I might be saying his name wrong.
Because if you're talking about the dude that played Leon,
Yeah,
I always call him Beck from Victorious.
No, I'm talking about Neil.
I'll ever know him as.
No, Neil McDonough. He is Malcolm Merlin from the Flash show.
Oh,
And
you're talking about John.
his name is Neil Dono.
Yeah?
He was also in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, the first one.
Who was he in Resident Evil?
Wesker.
Oh, him. Okay.
The blonde guy with the bright blue eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea who the heck he was talking about.
He's also in The Flash, and he was also the general in the beginning of the Sonic movie that Jim Carrey was yelling over. He's him too. But every time I see him, I'm like, you're the dude from The Flash. I can't take this seriously at all. This is and like it was a relatively decent cast for the movie. The CGI definitely tapped out near the 50-minute mark, and it was definitely short. I don't have a major problem with them combining 1 and 2, considering those games take place at the same time. But some of the stuff they did was like they overlapped it a little too much.
Yeah,
because everything ended up at the mansion at the end.
I mean, isn't that what happens in anyway?
No,
it's not.
Everybody ends up in the city and then leaves the city at the end.
Once again, I'm a bitch. You know I don't play horror games, so I've never played Resident.
I've never played. I played 2, but I don't. I watch the lore videos and stuff, so that's how I know all this. I'd rather not go through the trauma of trying to play those games. But yeah, no. Everybody ends up at the castle, or the mansion in the woods, which is weird. So like that kind of threw the movie off for me a little bit. But I think that the scene where the guy, I don't want to spoil it. Y'all haven't seen it, have you?
No.
There's
Nah.
a scene. There's a scene where the zombies first start and the riots first start. Paul, the police station scene. You know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to spoil it for him because it's an amazing
I know
scene.
what you're talking about. It is amazing.
One of the cops has headphones on, and something happens right in front of him, and it's the most hilarious shit in the world. But it is exactly what you would expect to happen in a zombie movie when the zombie apocalypse first starts.
It's
Oh,
amazing.
good.
Bro, it's incredible. Do you remember in the games where the truck blows up in, like, I think it's the second game, the truck blows up outside of the police precinct in Resident Evil 2? Y'all don't remember that?
No. Talk about
Well,
that.
Vaguely.
There's a scene where like a giant gas tanker blows up outside. That's what starts it, and then just the payoff for it is just hilarious.
Perfect.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend watching Welcome to Raccoon City if you haven't yet. I don't know if it's called Welcome to Raccoon City in the official release. I know it was in the teasers and everything. I think they may have just called it Resident.
It's Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City.
So they did.
Okay.
They did put both titles together.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I know they had changed the name like 3 times before it came out.
So perfect transition for that. Because we spoke about the live action, spoke about anime. So how about, did anybody do a lot of horror gaming? Because, you know, Resident Evil, I do want to give that shout out to Dead Space. Because Dead Space is fucking nah.
I'm gonna give you my answer quickly. No.
That's a never for horror games. Like, definitely no.
But I do want to bring up if you have Epic Games downloaded, there are 2 games. One is The Evil Within, that is free this month, and also that what the other one is called.
Is it this month or just this week?
Oh, I think it's this week, my bad. Yeah, this week. For the month,
Fatal Frame.
okay. And for the month, on PlayStation, Callisto Protocol is free.
Okay.
Yep.
If you have PlayStation Plus.
Does it matter for which tier or?
No, it doesn't, because I have the basic tier. I ain't paying for all that.
Yeah, it's the free game that they give out every month.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, Epic has a lot of sales going on for like newer horror games that came out.
Oh, nice.
The new Last of Us Part 1 remaster is 20% off. Dead Island 2 is 30% off, so it's only $40 right now.
Also,
Dead by Daylight's $10 right now, so you know.
along with Callisto Protocol, the scariest game, Farming Simulator 21, is also free on PlayStation Network.
Oh my god. All the PTSD I have.
Unrelated, but the best game ever made is free next week. Turnip Boy commits tax evasion.
Yes.
10 out of 10 content, would definitely recommend.
For horror
But
games,
yeah.
I haven't played much. I just know that Dead Space was one that I've played with my brother years ago. I was playing Dead Space, and that is a wild one because it's just the way, like, with gaming, you could just know that you could black out like the whole side of the screen and just have the flashlight aim at one spot, and a crazy creature could just pop out of nowhere. You be like, ah! Just while playing the game, it just acts like it's all normal.
Yeah.
So
It's technically horror comedy, but the Dead Rising franchise.
Dead Rising franchise is fun.
that is
Oh my
one of the
god, I
few
love
zombie
I
games I've
love
actually
those
played.
games. I love
Well,
them
I've
so
only
much.
played Dead Rising 2. That's the one where you're in the mall, right?
Yep, Dead Rising 2. That's the
Yeah,
only one that
That's
matters.
the one that I played.
Yep.
Dead Rising 2 is the only one that matters. So you're fine.
Cool.
The game's amazing.
I haven't played too many horror games. I mainly watch a lot of gameplay on YouTube when it comes to horror games. So yeah, I haven't actually played a lot.
I know.
of them.
Right here, I'm reading an article saying Bloodborne, Ghostbusters, Oxfreen, Limbo, The Quarry.
Closest thing to a horror game that I've played in recent. Well, actually, it's two. So last year, I was forced to play Phasmophobia.
I was about to say that. What is Phasmophobia? Because I was just about to look into it.
So Phasmophobia is you and some friends are essentially like ghost hunters. You pick your loadouts or whatever the heck you need for finding or for investigating these specific places. You go into like high schools, log cabins, some random house in the suburbs, and you investigate clues, take pictures, and try to find out what ghost is haunting that place. And then you dip in your van, make your shit, and then go on to the next one. Now me, I don't like horror. I had a bunch of friends who was playing this. They say, "Hey Paul, buy Phasmophobia, play with us." I said no. So then we get into a scuffle of 45 minutes of them gifting me the game and me sending it back until one of my friends gifts me the game and says, "Bro, stop, because I will find a way to put it on your account. Don't forget you gave me your password like a month ago." So I'm like, well, shit. So I finally take the game, and I'm like, if I got it, I got to play it at least once. So me and some friends are playing it, and they get mad at me for the first time we play, because for the first game I stayed in the van the entire time.
Damn, you
Correct.
said I ain't leaving.
I stayed in the
Yeah.
van the entire time,
I
and I
don't
did
blame
not
him.
come out until two people died.
I do not blame him.
And then literally every other time that I went out, I died first. So yeah, fuck Phasmophobia. I hate
See,
that
I
game.
really want to play Phasmophobia.
I'm not playing with you. I refuse to ever download that
Oh,
game again.
I
The
know.
other horror game I've played is Little Nightmare,
Little Nightmares is fun.
and
That one is fun.
I
Whenever
wanted to play it
whenever I
because
get
it
the
was
bread to get Phasmophobia, we can play Phasmophobia together.
cool.
Yeah, they said
I
in the
wanted to play Little
chat.
Nightmares because I like platforms.
They said in the chat that Phasmophobia games like it are fun to watch others play. I agree.
Yes.
I'm just saying, an AniMa Wii Phasmophobia stream would be
I will be
super
down.
dope.
I will be down.
I'll
No.
be down. Just saying, for whoever's gonna be watching, you better have your volume at low, cause you'll be having a lot of
Yeah.
people screaming. That's for sure.
I'm just saying, Paul, do it for the team.
No.
Hey, Paul, hey, look. If I'm gonna do it, we do it as a team. I'm s- I'm afraid of horror as well. So if I got it, we got it.
See, like I
We
keep,
got
I
this.
keep, and I had to say this several times within this stream alone. I am a bitch. I am this thing that we call a bitch. King
You
bitch
what?
supreme be me.
But do it for the
Car-
content.
Carlos said there's a Demon Hunters version where you're supposed to exercise the supernatural instead of hunting ghosts.
Oh yes.
You want to do that one, the exorcism one?
We could be the Winchesters.
Would you rather be the?
Yeah.
Would you rather do demons instead of ghosts?
All right. Gonna be- yeah, but-
Yeah, he's playing Phasmophobia with us. Peer pressure.
Let's go.
So one horror game I've been watching a lot of is a game called Parasocial.
Never heard of that one. Never heard.
So it's about, I don't want to say too much because there's a bit of a twist with it, but basically you play as a VTuber.
Ooh,
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I
and
do
you have
too.
a stalker. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know shit
Yeah.
about it, so I'm like,
That's all I want to say about it, because there's a few twists and like it kind of messes with you a little bit to be like, to really ask, okay, who should I trust? Who can I trust? Like it's really good, and that's a psychological horror for you because it really messes with you. And again, I haven't played it; I've only watched it. But even just watching it, you're just unsettled by the situation that the character you're playing as is in.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
why's my brother calling me right now? I'm on stream. My guy, I sent you a link.
Oh, I got on Twitter for 2 seconds and immediately
Oh, no.
got the new episode of Logan Sport for me.
Ah, god damn it.
It's already out.
Yeah, it comes out at 9 every Thursday. Don't you just love people?
Yeah.
Yeah, like come on, guys, you gotta let the show at least pass by tomorrow morning, at least just some form of spoiler. That's one thing I hate about social media. But you know the great thing about that, I appreciate that, Ron, because it's a beautiful way to transition to our last segment of the night is our Otaku news and updates that's been going on for the past month, and we're gonna be talking about the 6 news that we have to wrap up the show. So for anybody that has any phobia for live action, hopefully for those that have seen certain other live action shows this year that has come out to be good, like the One Piece live action, for those that may have seen or not, go watch it. Go support it if you can. If not, but the Avatar: The Last Airbender from Netflix live action just got revealed the Fire Nation character look, which was Fire Lord Ozai, Zuko, Azula, and Uncle Iroh.
They
How do
all look
we
so good.
look at
They
like?
do.
They all look so good.
I saw a lot
I
of debate
liked it.
about. I saw a lot of debate about Azula's look because they were like, "Oh, she doesn't look," and for lack of a less disgusting term, she doesn't look hot like she did in the original. But it's like she's a 14-year-old girl, dude. Calm it down.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
in the cartoon animation, it wasn't really like her look. It was the voice actor portrayed the character
Hmm.
to make it look like she was feisty. And I think the
It was
episode
crazy. Like
it was a fire. My favorite episode of Azula, it was a Fire Island episode.
talking about when it was on the beach.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
like
yeah, the
like
beat. Yep,
you saw
that
her
was a good
character,
one.
you saw Zuko, you saw their trauma, you saw their baggage, the way they spoke about it. The island is what brought their kind of their senses back to normal, understanding where Zuko's supposed to be for his character, where Azula
Hmm.
goes off the cliff and of her character and her psychosis and everything. So just seeing that episode is one of my favorites because you see a different side of Azula and see more her trying to be like flirtatious, but then she just switches to one day like, oh, let's get married and destroy the other nations. I'm like, shut I just mentioned you want to get married
Yeah.
and want to destroy? I'm like, nah, calm down, calm
Yeah.
down.
One of my favorite like depictions, especially for Azula, was definitely when she was about to get coronated as Fire Lord, and she was looking in her reflection, like she was going off on every fucking attendant that came to her, looking at her reflection, seeing her mother, who at the time we thought was dead, but seeing her mother, and she's flipping the fuck out because she's like, Zuko was always your favorite child, blah blah blah. I've never been, even though I'm about to become the Fire Lord. Like, we see her downfall, especially in that scene when she like attacks that mirror. Just beautiful way to show her breaking down.
Yeah,
Oh
very
yes.
very good
Yep.
representation of mental illness.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Hmm.
like that last episode of the fight between Azula versus Zuko with Katara, her making that like that war, accepting her loss but in rage, and her being upset that Zuko is getting that W and showing that betray, showing that loss. It just shows that show like was great writing.
Bruh, her throwing
Oh
that
yeah.
tantrum after she got cuffed, like her throwing that tantrum was the best thing that they could have did because it just shows that she was just an entitled kid, and it was
Hmm.
beautiful. Like spitting out fire as she over here flailing on the ground, throwing a fucking tantrum. Like, oh my god, I
You love to see it,
absolutely love
and
that because
that's
it
what
shows
I'm
that she's
really
a kid.
hoping. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm hoping like this actress can do. Like that and that's all I care about in a performance. Like like she looks the part. She looks the part of, hey, I'm this teenager who like I know we haven't seen much of her breakdown yet or like her mental like just how this actress will portray Azula, but that's what I'm looking for the most in my actors. Like when I see them, I'm like, okay, so this is the actor that's going to be Azula. This is going to be Ozai. Like, okay. cool. We get the still image now. This is the image of the live action. Now, how are you going to interpret that? And that's the end of the deal. It shouldn't be all this other bullcrap that people try to do with all this. It's just like, okay, there's our image. How are you going to execute?
Like, if you're
I've-
gonna get mad at how anybody looks, get mad at how Zuko looks. Because I ain't gonna lie, his burn marks look like he
No.
just got punched in the eye. It just looks like he took a mean right hook and it was just left like that.
I mean, there's also the fact that like not Zuko, dialing back to the Azula character, the complaints about her looking younger and whatnot. He's 21 years old.
And I believe they age of the characters a bit in the Netflix live action. I think they age them up instead of
they are?
Katara and them being 13 14, I believe they age them up to be 15 16, I believe.
I haven't seen anything about that yet, so I don't know.
No, like I read it like a couple years ago when they was doing the promotion, telling all the different changes they were doing from the show to the live action. I remember they did mention something like that because that's why the original writers left the project, is because Netflix was also trying to do like some type of love triangle in the live action, stuff like that. So there were some things that they did disagree with, but some things that with Netflix they did say that they try to change up the age just to make it feel like with the love dynamic between Aang and Katara, not to have it so young, to have it a bit more older. So they try to have that make more sense in the live action, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But I do say, out of those 4 pictures of show, Uncle Iroh's my favorite.
Yes, he looks
Yeah.
absolutely. He looks stunning.
I just can't wait to see the actor do the same type of proverbs. That's what I'm excited for.
So, like with the way the actor looks, right? Imagine when they do, Iroh's training arc when he was in prison.
The buff
Oh.
version.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
That'll
get
that's
me.
if we get 3 or 4 seasons with the show as well.
True.
True.
Because that's like that's 3rd season. Like that's literally the last season that they have when Uncle Iroh be like, yes, I'm part of the White Lotus. Start with the fire. Time to get back to Earth Kingdom. I'm like, bitch, where you come out from having a whole 6-pack at this age? You should be ready.
I'm
Oh,
telling you, he was that one.
you know what I'm really waiting on? Or what I'm really hoping they do, and I know I'm gonna be gut wrenched when they do it. If they have the live action Iroh sing "Leaves from the Vine."
Oh. That'll hit.
Ding,
That'll hit.
ding, ding, ding.
I would definitely love that for sure.
I'm gonna be gut wrenched.
But for other things that we could be gut wrenched in the good way, we have a Rayman content that's finally coming back. I know Rome was excited for this.
Yes, I was.
How you feeling about this? As the known excitement for Rayman, you go and speak about it first, because I like Rayman. I'm not the hugest or least fan. I just know of the content of the character, but overall it looks great. But how do you feel about it the most?
Man, I'm telling you, dog. It's so. How do I put this? Have you seen? Dumb question. Has anybody watched Edge Runners?
Haven't
If you
finished it.
like, or have you played Cyberpunk 2077?
I know of it. Haven't played it.
Not yet for both.
Similar kind of thing. It's set like in an alternate history US, where the entire country is, and it's 1992, by the way. So the Rayman being their thing is like makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's like a crossover between Far Cry 3, and a bunch of other Ubisoft characters. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but
That sounds hard.
yeah, well, the game is called Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. So but like they've got characters from Rainbow Six Siege. They've got characters from Beyond Good and Evil. They've got characters from based on characters from Assassin's Creed.
They've already released the episode of this, right?
Huh?
They already released the episode of this, right?
I'm pretty sure the whole show's out. I watched one episode of it, but I'm pretty sure it's the whole show.
Oh, damn, it's out already?
Yeah, all of it's out. All 6 episodes came out last week.
Oh,
All I
shit,
know
nice.
is he was eating sushi off a cow's butt, and that's goals.
Yeah, no, characters from Far Cry. They got wrestling in this fucking shit. And it's basically about like corporations are modifying like animals to make them anthropomorphic. They call them air quote hybrids and shit.
Oh,
Yeah, and technically Rayman is a hybrid from another dimension type shit. But basically it's about Laserhawk, a super soldier that was modified and everything. Who escapes with his boyfriend, and they're going all these heists and stuff. They kind of defeat the tech. I don't know what it's called. Technocracy. Ooh, excuse me, technocracy or something like that. The organizations that are basically running the country at this point. And he ends up getting locked up in a black site. The Supermax prison and shit. So the warden of the prison basically makes him and a bunch of other people that are in there the Suicide Squad.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right.
Rayman's whole thing is like there's like they're basically executing hybrids like live on TV and shit. And Rayman being a hybrid himself, it kind of like because he's the one like broadcasting it and shit, kind of makes him snap and develop a split personality and shit. So yeah, I would 110% recommend watching that. People say Rayman is the villain. He is very much not a villain. I just want to point that out now.
It's just about perspective from what I assume you're saying.
It's not even in perspective. He just lives in a world where that's how these people are. Also, the main character of Splinter Cell is in this game or in this show.
Oh, shit.
So yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah, Sam Fisher.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I might have to make a Netflix account.
One of the characters is a frog hybrid, and he's an assassin, like Assassin's Creed. Swear to God, it's a frog dude in assassin's gear.
I'm
Oh, I
sad
love
because
it.
I might have to make a Netflix account since I can't share it with my sister anymore.
Bro, just yayo.
Yes.
Dream it.
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead
see,
and
It's the fact that I have to watch it at work, or I want to watch it at work. So
okay, you can still use these websites at work.
not with the way my signal be.
Bro, just download the videos to your phone.
What's up, King Taliando?
I can show you how to do all that off stream.
Cool.
There's a way to quick download them. But yeah.
So
Nah, I would definitely recommend that if you haven't watched that yet.
I would definitely check it out, Rayman, for sure. So I would definitely see what's up with that series. So for
I just want to live his life. I want to eat sushi off a cow butt.
hell yeah.
I mean, it is sushi.
So for those that did check out our Twitch stream, we spoke about the Dragon Ball Daima announcement. But let's just give the brief conversation that now is past the week. And what I've seen most people gripes about it over the past week or two since the announcement is that a lot of people are questioning, why is Toei doing this? The second is, where is this connected in the universe of canon of Dragon Ball lore? And 3 is, why is everybody going to be a kid? My response for those questions is, Toei could do what the fuck they want with Dragon Ball. It's their property in the most politest way. 2, they could not care about canon because you know who cares about canon in story? The West. I've never seen when it comes to My Hero Academia, when it comes to other side movies, or when it comes to the One Piece movies, who asks about, oh, this canon? It's the West. I've never seen people from the East complain about, oh, is this canon to season 1, season 2, season 3? Is this canon to the One Piece film and everything? Like, at the end of the day, we're just having extra content for the story that they're making.
I'm gonna sound exactly like the people that you're talking about, but it's purely out of curiosity. Hey, Rome, is Vigilantes canon to My
Yeah.
Hero?
Yeah.
It's a prequel.
Oh, it's a oh, okay, cool.
Yep. Yep.
So that is like Dragon Ball Daima. I'm excited for it because at the end of the day, we're having a original series IP that's like a spin-off of its own series, and it's just gonna add more to it. And people saying that since when do we have magic in the storm? Like motherfuckers, we have a thing called Ki, we have Spirit Bomb, we have literally things that are part of magic, just not specifically
The
Also-
magic.
Mafuba, the Mafuba, which
And also,
is still
there's a
in the
thing called
show, by the
Majin
way.
Buu. Majin technically
There-
means magic.
There's also a thing called watch old Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Do that, and then you'll understand.
The most
Where did the
exciting
magic come
thing,
from, Mr. Popo?
the most exciting thing I remember when we were watching the trailer 2 weeks ago, Rowan kept saying, "They're bringing the stick back. They're bringing the stick."
Oh yeah, the power pole.
I'm excited to see what the fight choreography looks like. Like, I need,
Yeah.
because there's always been like, fight choreography, and then they just rushing fist within Dragon Ball, but like especially you've seen it a lot within the movies. They're getting back into their bag with the hand-to-hand combat.
Oh yes,
That's what I
Oh,
need to
yes.
see in Daima. That's all I'm looking forward to.
because
There.
the tournament arcs were amazing in the
Mhm.
Dragon Ball series. Like my dude was literally in the ring by 2020 feet. Like Cell wanted to have a hand-to-hand combat fight, but then after that they just started flying in the air. I'm like, what happened to the original fight, my guy? You literally build an arena to have a hand-to-hand combat like the old school tournaments.
Well, then he almost lost, and then he changed the rules.
Yeah.
he was like, okay, no, the whole planet is the ring.
I'm like, my dude,
Yeah.
you're so loser then.
He definitely only did that because he wanted to try to pull Goku's card. That's what it was. The Goku in him made him make the tournament.
Mhm.
The Frieza in him made him say, "Fuck this."
Oh wait,
Yep.
he had Frieza in him?
Oh
Cell.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
he had
didn't know if
Frieza
they
and
went.
King Cold in him.
I didn't know if because they did the way they explained it was like mosquitoes or something that Dr. Gero had followed them, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if those same things followed them to Namek.
No.
Well,
Remember,
they
Frieza
didn't-
and King
they
Cold
didn't.
came to Earth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, that's when they got him right there.
And then that's when Trunks made like a shish kebab after.
Mm-hmm.
He
He
took
made
that
some
boy into
sushi.
shabu shabu.
He went, boo boo, sushi time.
I am the legendary Super Saiyan.
So we're all on the same page that we're excited for Dragon Ball Daima next year in the fall, right? I believe. I think.
Correct.
I'm more curious because I'm curious what they're gonna do with this.
Hey, by next year's San Diego Comic Con or Anime Expo, they will be having another huge ass trailer or panel for it. So they most likely will have some type of extra content and extra information about it. So overall, pretty excited for that. So now let's get for our back-to-back dub conversation. So we have three things to talk about: the boy and the heroine, English dub cast, and it's an interesting dub cast because it's SAG-AFTRA approved, and it has like it's not loading, but it has a cast of voice actors that I never expected to be in a anime film. So it's pretty interesting. How did everyone feel about that? About a Miyazaki film with an English cast that's not our usual voice actors in dub.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list again. Some of these kind of take me back because I'm like, wait, I don't recognize you as a voice actor. Mainly people like Dave Bautista. I don't think I've ever heard him voice act, or if he's ever voice acted before.
Yeah,
He has voice acted before.
He has. Okay,
it's just pretty
I just
interesting.
don't remember
we
them.
have Florence Pugh, Robert Pattinson,
Yeah.
Mark Hamill. He does a lot.
Oh yeah.
William Dafoe. I just can't wait to see what he does. And it's gonna be
Right.
amazing. And Christian Bale. So it's gonna be interesting. I believe Christian Bale has done a few voice acting roles before. I believe.
I don't know if Willem Dafoe has ever
think
voice
so.
acted before, but I love listening to him talk. So I might really enjoy that voice.
What did Dave Bautista voice act in, my friend?
See, that's what I'm trying to think of. I'm like, I
I could have sworn I've seen him heard him voice act before.
I'm looking at his whole discography. The only thing he's voice acted in is video games, and by video games I mean WWE.
Well,
I believe
maybe
he
I'm wrong.
did. I believe Dave Bautista did something with
Mm-mm.
Cyberpunk or something like that recently.
Nope.
Something-
Only games he's ever been in is WWE.
Huh.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
the only
we're-
other game I could think of Batista doing would be Gears of War.
Yeah.
I thought he
But
was
I
in
know-
Gears.
I think that
I thought he was in Gears, but it's not listed on here.
Yeah,
Huh.
because I thought he did some type of gun game that like was like a big dude type of involvement in it. I felt like
I don't
seen
think he
something-
voiced it. I think there was just a character that was designed after him.
that, or he was probably just promoting it in a commercial. So probably that too.
I know New Day was in Gears.
Yeah.
Huh.
Stuff spicy. Yes, Dragon Ball.
Oh, people were saying he should have been cast as Marcus Phoenix because they look alike.
That's
Yeah.
That's right. That's what it was.
That's probably what I remember seeing. Yeah. And yes, spicy Dragon Ball, the chibi form.
I love that.
The other two big news that we need to talk about for the dub is the Ronin Kenshin dub trailer. Did anybody see the original? And is anybody excited for this remastered version of the Ronin Kenshin show?
I love Roaring Kenshin. So
Yeah.
Creator be damned. I absolutely love it. I'm looking forward to it. It's
I
just
haven't
a-
watched
it's-
much of the new one, but I do have a friend that's been keeping up with it, and he's been saying it's been really good. I'm probably gonna binge it when this dub drops, because
Yeah, same.
yeah,
I've never watched the original, but it sounds interesting.
The original
Original's
is
pretty good.
It's amazing. To be fair.
And the new one looks good. So.
Yeah. I've never watched the original. The same thing happened to me with the Shaman King. I never saw the original, but I saw the new one they made last year.
Really?
Yeah.
How is the new one? I haven't watched it.
I love it. They just actually announced the sequel, Shaman Flowers, I believe it's called. It's coming in next year.
I have to throw this in only because it's like it just dropped a couple hours ago and we didn't have the chance to mention it. This is comic book related, so I'm just gonna throw this in real quick before we jump back to the other stuff. Y'all know how they've been talking about they're releasing the new Ultimate Universe in Marvel Comics?
Oh, you're talking about the Spider-Man thing that got announced with the Ultimate?
Yes.
I'm pretty
They've
curious.
announced the new Ultimate Spider-Man comic, and in the new Ultimate Universe, when it first was made by the evil Reed Richards, he stopped Peter from being bit as a teenager by the spider because he didn't want certain superheroes in the universe. However, apparently, Peter ends up getting his powers after he is married to MJ and has 2 children who look like they're at least, the oldest looks like he's at least 10 years old.
I was going to say 14. Like, kind of look a bit like 14, but maybe...
He looks older, but I just want to give him benefit of the doubt. Either way, this is a Peter Parker who's like 30-something. And happily married. So this is going to be a very big departure. I think that the Spider-Man fandom has officially won.
I'm excited for it.
Yay.
I wish it wasn't MJ. I wish it was Gwen Stacy, but you know, MJ is always gonna be his ride or die. Even though I wish Gwen Stacy could also get more shine light to her character, more with Peter Parker. But you know, fandom.
I want them to leave Gwen Stacy dead and never bring her back.
Dang.
Enough is enough.
But in the picture that came out with that, Peter looks like he's been through it with whatever job he has. That beard of his is like, my man. It's going to be pretty interesting to see an older version of Spider-Man that has gone through literally in a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
So that's going to be
There
very
was
interesting.
one girlfriend that Spider-Man has had. I'm looking to find.
Are you talking about Carly Cooper?
I think so.
The redhead that worked with the cops and shit? It was recent.
No, not her.
Are you talking about the black girl?
Wait, what the fuck? He did it, right? Oh, sorry. So I was not expecting that.
Which one? Because
I think she is black.
his name is Peter B. Parker, and the B stand for bitches.
His
Ooh, I
name
had to
is
narrow it
that,
down.
Oh wait,
that did
there we
find
go.
out he was
There's the
a
Carly
Spider-Man.
Cooper.
There's the
yeah,
scooter.
yeah, than her. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the one that was recent. And she got powers in Spider Island. Was like, hold on, you seem to know how to use these powers a little too well for someone who just got them. And he was like, my bad.
Comedy.
In the chat, Carlos said, "I like the original. I like the original Ron Kenshin anime. Like the live action movies, but overall, not a big fan of the series. The new version isn't that interesting outside of the fights for me." I said it wrong. Don't think the Marvel won't turn a good thing into trash. Well, we gotta see what happens with Marvel
Yeah.
and see with Spider-Man, see where the story leads, and see if the Spider-Man fandom will be eating. But you know what fandom wasn't eating? It was Bleach.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
So for those that don't know or are aware, for those that are not on Twitter or social media or on Google, the voice actor for Yorichi got changed back to the original, and the voice actor that replaced her got replaced again back to the original. And a lot of the fandom of dub war happened over the past weeks since last week, I think after Comic Con, and it's just been an interesting conversation about voice actors in POC representation, and it was a pretty interesting one. Like many of the voice actor, our boy Zeno was trying to defend the best he could, and trying to argue with the fandom and everything. So I want to hear you guys' your perspective. What did you guys think of this whole situation and about representation in the voice actors world?
So did anybody see the statement that that was put out about why they changed?
You talking about the half-assed one that they put out, that
Yeah.
Studiopolis put out? Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, the half-assed one, basically saying, "Hey, there was miscommunication between who we wanted back for the roles, blah blah blah. So that's why there was the switch." It's like you're okay, so you're trying to throw blame to somebody else, like throwing them under the bus. So there's issue number one. Issue number two was Miss Original Voice Actor being on Twitter and showing herself for kind of who she is,
Fucking
which didn't
scorched
help
earth.
anything at all. Yeah. Which, I mean, people, come on, just don't, just don't, just don't. Like, it's a cluster. It was a cluster just trying to sift through it all.
Oh my god.
Not saying
It
that
sucks because
I
it's
was
it's like
actually-
the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I just kind of want to be filled in on what's going on because I have no I don't know much about like voice actors or anything or what exactly is going on about it.
in a
So
small version of 20 years ago, 10 years ago, voice acting wasn't taken as serious here in the West, and a lot of voice actors that was trying to get into the world, it was a lot of characters that were black or POC was being voiced by many people that wasn't POC to be represented well. Now, in the past less than 10 years, voice actors representation has been doing better, but it's like a closed box with being in an open box. A lot of people that are in a role that there's 20 characters to be voiced, but there's only 5 characters of POC. So then do you just hire 5 characters to represent the POC and then the other characters be whoever? So there's always those type of conversation and those type of dilemmas that you run into.
And do you need context on like the specific situation, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened was Yoruichi, who is obviously a woman of color, regardless of any debates on the internet, she's not just Japanese. She's clearly something other than Japanese. Like, let's be real with ourselves. But she was recast from her previous voice actor from 10 years ago, to Anaris Quinones, who is also the voice of Mirko in the My Hero Academia
Yeah.
dub.
And
So
she's
she's
so
an
sweet.
amazing,
She's very
she's an
I
sweet.
love her
amazing,
voice. I love her
Oh
voice.
yeah,
she's a sweetheart. She's
Yeah.
an amazing voice actor. She's amazing.
And the
And
little
I,
bit she did of Yoruichi was really good,
yeah,
actually. Like it wasn't far off from the original voice.
And
I
plus,
not at all.
and plus, it's
She
just
is,
weird to change it randomly in a like random
Yeah.
season. It's just weird.
yeah. Well, see, it'd be different if it was like they changed her after Wendy had come back and voiced her a little bit, but it was like
Mhm.
this was her first reappearance in the show. Anaris is already voicing other people in the show. I think she's, who is it, Hayori or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't watch Bleach, so I don't, I don't know all the names, but she voices other characters in the show. And they were like, "Hey, Wendy's not coming back. We want a person of color to, we want a woman of color to voice Yoruichi. You want to do it?" She was like, "Yeah, I'd love to." They were like, "Okay, cool." And they were like, "You can announce that you are being cast as this character." And she did. And then recorded all the lines for episode 22. They recorded it. It went through post. It was released and everything. And then right after it was released, they went, "Oh, yeah.
We changed our mind.
We're going to go back to Wendy." And she was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to let Twitter know that I'm no longer going to be voicing her, and you're going back to the old one." And they were like, "Cool, that's fine." Then Wendy, the original voice actress, started, because all these people were like, "That's kind of messed up that they, you know, rug pulled you like that." And Wendy, the original voice actress, was like, "Oh, so it's okay for y'all to support her, but nobody's going to support me and say that it's a good thing that I got my job back and this and that and the third." Just petty for no reason. Like, you got the job.
Nobody was saying that to her at all.
It's
It
just
was
that
just like everyone was in support of the new girl. Sorry, I keep blanking on her name, so I
Anaris
apologize for
Quinones.
that. Quinones. I'm probably still gonna
Yeah, I
butcher the
just,
name.
but
like,
we know you talking about, yeah.
yeah, but like, because she took it fairly well, at least in the public eye, she
In the
took it
public eye.
fairly well, which professionalism, good. Thank you for bringing that into this.
She has been the most professional
Did they
person
give
out
a
of
reason
anybody in
as to
this.
why?
She has.
Did they give
Do
a
what?
reason as to why they switched her back?
Oh, that
There-
was the half-assed reason that they gave today, which was, hey, basically miscommunication that the studio wanted some of the original voice actors, and apparently Wendy was one of them, but that didn't get translated over to casting. So casting, casted a new voice for Yoruichi, and as soon as she was done, recording everything, that's when they're just like, and they already released the episode. Like that's the weird part about all this is, like, she recorded those lines. She spent time in a studio to record that. You would think somebody would have been like, okay, yeah, she's here to record for Yoruichi. You would think somebody in there would be like, wait a minute, wasn't Wendy supposed to be back for, like, you would think at that moment it would click in somebody working there to be like, hey, wait a minute, was that actually the plan? I don't think that was the plan. So like, there's something else maybe in there, but that might also be the conspiracy theorist in me. But yeah, they basically gave the answer of, oh yeah, miscommunication. Oh no, oopsies. This is why. And it's like,
as anybody know, that's PR just to make
Yeah.
themselves save themselves. But
Yeah,
like
it sounds like
Exactly.
bullshit.
it hurts themselves and it hurts the fans because it makes them like, okay, but you're kind of backtracking, but also like Carlos said, a lot of people might not care representation, but at the end of the day, it's not about one category, not about one people, not about 1,000 people. It's about the other 1,000 people that actually care about representation, the other people that actually care about dub. Like, for example, my girl don't watch a lot of sub. She watches dub. So I have gotten to watch a lot more dub because of me watching anime with my girl in dubs. So I see the different voice acting. And voice acting in the West has been taken more seriously, where you have to actually put more passion, more in the emphasis in the voice acting, more emphasis in what you're trying to portray, the emotions and everything. So voice acting has been taken more seriously on the West side compared to the East side in Japan. Why they're always known to be good, like the voice actors in Anami, and like they have always been great. Gojo, like those voice actors that I know of, I forgot what other roles they have done off the top of my head, but they are really such good actors that in the West they're finally putting more attention and more emphasis into that. But at the end of the day, miscommunication could happen. But for it to be after a year or after a couple months and not actual communication, it's just to it looks it looks very messy, and it sucks that when it happens in the public eye, it just makes more it just makes more questions instead of answers.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos said, I prefer the best voice for the job as well as they're training the new talent, but it's a small industry and pay for the amount of available pools. I used to really I used to really believe in voice acting. Now I'm more Black TTC the original. I agree that whatever best voice suits the job, but it's just weird that if you already replace somebody to replace them back to the original, again, it just looks very messy in the public eye.
Yeah.
So it looks very messy for the public eye, and then everyone starts asking questions, and then it looks like, okay, a year ago you guys gave all these updates of the Bleach voice actors, who's coming back, who's got replaced, who's this, and now a year later you're gonna just switch. So now it's more like what happened in the back end.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'd be more okay with it if it was after a year and not after one episode, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
Because
just-
they worked on all that and they edited all that. Like that's what gets me, man.
And then you tried to blame not only her, but also the fucking scheduling director or whatever the word they used was. But it's like that's not their. They have to get clearance on that. Hello,
exactly.
That's got to go through multiple people. That's not a one person mistake.
Yep. As somebody who worked in production, a lot of people don't like to own up to their mistakes. A lot of people like to shift the blame.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the sad part. But without further ado, that is coming to the end of our show. Does anybody have any last thoughts to the show that we did today? Episode 140. We spoke about anime horror recommendation. We spoke about our favorite spooky shows that we like to watch, live actions horror. We spoke about manga recommendation, horror gaming, and our otaku news. Is there any last things that people want to talk about, bring up that we forgot to mention?
I'm just gonna shout out again. It's the year of the bear. So make sure you watch your Cocaine Bear. Make sure you watch your Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. Five Nights at Freddy's comes out tomorrow. Watch it on Peacock. Go see it in the theater. Do whatever you want. Shoot, there's another bear. If you're a One Piece fan, there's a bear centric character that is having a good story right now.
Oh my god,
that's pretty good. So again, it's the year of the bear. It's the year of the bear, dude.
What actual year is it for the Chinese New Year? What animal is
I
it?
don't know.
There is no bear on the Zodiac.
I'm about to say, like, I'm about to say, if it was, then that would be so funny.
It's kind of weird that there's not a bear, but anyway. I just want to push this agenda. Go watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yes.
Don't part skip. We jump part skippers around these parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Part one's actually good.
Don't skip arcs. Do not skip Scapia. Do not skip Thriller Bark. Do not skip arcs.
Do not skip Thriller Bark. It's so good.
Skip Thriller Bark.
Oh, it's so fun.
Skip
Punk. I watched part 5, but not part 3 or 4.
Bob! Bro, you live 8 minutes away from me. Don't play with me.
No.
I'm joking. I have not seen part 5 yet. I've never seen part 5.
Part 4 is the best part of the show. Don't make me come over there and box you, bro.
No,
just wait until part 7.
I stopped watching part 3 because the ending got spoiled for me.
Koichi best Coochie horse.
Oh my god.
Chat. Yo, Kitarian said, don't watch JoJo anything. He's watching the Five Nights right now. He says really good. I'm glad to hear that because IGN gave a 4. I'm like, yo, IGN always gives horrible reviews. I don't trust them. I don't trust them for that reason.
Did you see their reasoning for that?
No, I didn't. I didn't see the reason for that.
So basically, it was because there was too much plot.
Really? Wait, what?
Yeah, they basically it was like okay, they had a sentence in
Well-
there because I actually read their review. They had a sentence in there that said the animatronics there's both a lack of animatronics and too many animatronics, and I'm
Alright,
like,
man, if you say so.
what?
Oh
What
my
does that
god,
even
yo, I
mean?
question IGN reviews more than ever because, yo, I remember
yeah.
their One Piece,
I'd like to
One Piece live
reply.
action review. Their One Piece live action review.
Yeah.
They said that it stays too close to the source material. I'm like, motherfucker, that's what an adaptation means.
That's good.
That's an
Yeah,
adaptation.
that's fine.
You're not
I'm not
supposed
sure
doing
to.
about
it well.
because obviously they just hiring anybody. Like
It's too scared to take risks. Isn't that what y'all complained about with Cowboy Bebop's? That it took too many
And
risks.
also the original live action of Avatar: The Last Airbender that sucks because it stood away from the source material, and the other Dragon Ball live action because it stayed away from the source material.
God.
You don't want to be like that. It's called
Seven-
adaptation.
Air fuel.
7 out of 10, too much. 7 out of 10, too much water.
There it is.
King Talion said it's very story centric. If you didn't play the games, then you will never then you will know everything you need to know. And yeah,
All right, good.
that'd be good. But without further ado, guys, know that I was about to say One Piece. Anime Lily Podcast will be live every week in November except Thanksgiving, but you will be getting an episode premiere, not a live show. So you'll be getting a full week-to-week live show on this Thursdays for the month of November. December, we're still knocking down our calendar schedule, but definitely November, we already have the planned out show, so stay tuned for that. We appreciate everyone coming, watching, supporting, liking the video and everything. So I'm gonna say our outros. Thank you for joining us tonight and taking the time to listen up. The Anime Podcast is presented by the new name AniMa We Studios. We spell with a 3. And our production team are Vash Watkins and Roman Joestar. We hear the new team. Special thanks to JB and Abe. Don't forget to follow the socials of the brand and the team. All the links are down below in the description. Lastly, share, like, and most importantly, give the feedback and let us know what you thought about the episode. We're back. Comment down below. Give the views. Share it. I'm going to continue programming it throughout the weekend. The audio, give me like until Sunday. I haven't done any audio editing in a couple years, so I'm going to get back into it. So give me some time. And on behalf of everyone in the Anima We Studio team, we thank you for joining us on the Anime Podcast. See you later. Take care. And this podcast episode is not recorded by a live studio audience. I just want to say that as well. You know, SAG shit and everything. And at the end of the day, guys, all the links are down below for the whole team. We appreciate for you guys watching. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Bye.
Peace. Wait, Watkins, has that Spider-Man been there the entire time?